groomer situation during the Ray Trinley segment. We were going to do it Monday. He had to do something Monday. We did it yesterday. If you want to hear the segment about best groomers ever in Oviedo, that's who the groomer was. Everything's laid out exactly right there at JimColbertLive.com in the goods. We have the entire segment up. That way you can hear the entire story and timeline of what happened with that situation with our dog. Yeah, if you want to hear it, there it is. We'll leave it up there forever and remind you every single day that is up there so you can hear it in perpetuity every single day. But let me say something real quick, too, because this is happening. This is not... This wasn't the goal. I don't want anybody bothering these people. I didn't tell you not to use them. I'm not telling you anything like that. This is simply our experience with this particular groomer in Oviedo. So I just want to make that perfectly clear. This is not an endorsement to bother these people or hassle these people. It's got nothing to do with that. You know, we used these guys exclusively for a while before this happened, and then it happened. And then if you want to know what that is, if you go to JimColbertLive.com, you can actually you can hear the entire thing. It'll be up there forever.
Yeah, under podcasts, if you just click on Jim Colbert Show, The Goods, it is the most recent episode. It's also available on your free iHeartRadio app.
There you go, for sure. Now, big news that just came up here right before we came on the air. Music legend, deemed the queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner has passed away at the age of 83. Tina had lived in Switzerland for many, many years. Geez, I want to say the last 30 years or so. She's lived near or in Zurich with her husband. And she passed away today after a battle with a lung disease. Now, we don't know what the illness was. They haven't really said that.
No, and they kind of alluded to this towards the end of the documentary. I think it was a year or two ago, a documentary came out, Tina, which was fascinating. I saw it on HBO Max, now just Max. I assume if it's not available, they will make it available again soon, because I think this will generate more interest in the life and times of Tina Turner.
I think there was an old... Do you guys remember the saying about Tina Turner? There's a number of them, but I remember in the world of entertainment, my dad used to tell me this, of all people. My father used to tell me this, that she was the woman that God put on earth to dance in high heels.
Yeah.
Because nobody on planet Earth dances better in high heels than Tina Turner. It looks like she's wearing no shoes or sneakers.
Yeah.
She moves so flawlessly on stage in these 4-inch heels.
And she demonstrated moves that Mick Jagger later copied.
Exactly, you're right. And I don't know about you, Jack, and when you think about the world of entertainment, it's specifically, I mean, she was born in 39, 38, 39, whatever it is. And when you think about the world of entertainment, one of the great stories of perseverance. One of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her career had been dead on arrival for years after her years with her husband Ike. The R&B thing had kind of played out. Pop music had taken over. A new kind of set of people had come in. And
her escaping that abusive relationship.
Absolutely.
And then going out on her own, but definitely
holy balls,
hit a
man.
next level of fame and success. And it's a really well done documentary too, if you can see it.
I'll check that out. It's a great story. She was a wonderful talent. I didn't know much about her personally. Of course, I never was a gigantic Tina Turner fan outside of the hits, but I'm an 80s kid, so I was front and center. So was Deb and Jack for her massive comeback. Deb, were you ever a big fan?
Oh, as soon as I saw it, I thought of the concert I took my mom to, because my mom is a huge Tina Turner fan.
Is that why you got? Is that why you made the when we found out you covered your face like you just seen a wreck? I mean, I didn't know that she had that big of a connection with you guys.
She did, yeah. Her and Patti LaBelle.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. She will get. Let me tell you what. I don't know, because of her living in Europe. I don't know what the procedure or protocol is going to be to pay her homage, if they will do anything here in America. I'm sure she'll be buried there. I don't know, though. She could be buried in Tennessee, where she's from, near her mother and father. I don't know. But I'm guessing there will probably be a number of pretty cool celebrity-filled musical homages to Tina Turner over the next few months.
Yeah, just a quick idea on the impact. It was, about 20, 25 minutes ago when we found out, and nonstop, CNN has just been running Tina Turner videos as they, talk over it.
And not just CNN. I'm out there in the newsroom, and all those stations out there for the first few minutes, even Fox and all those guys, even the news guys, it is the news right now that Tina Turner has passed, even with the debt ceiling thing being ominously ominous. Yeah, that thing needs to get done, by the way.
But Tina Turner.
Yeah, Tina Turner. Yeah.
And it was real. I think one of the boosts that came to her career that resurgent was also when she did the song for Mad Max.
Mad Max. That whole
Thunderdome.
thing. Because she also did the film as well, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then, again, just that legend, man. And she was, I have to tell you, even with, even with the biggest voices in music, there are only a few people who have been able to kind of wrangle mystery, right? A certain amount of mystery. But I would say that through the 80s, after that kind of happened, there was a certain lore around Tina Turner. Maybe even we got people like Cher for a while, that there was that mystery about them, And I think she kind of maintained that a little bit too, because she would just kind of be out of the public eye for a while. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool. She was great.
The story about how she met her husband, whom she lived with in Switzerland, was pure Tina Turner.
Really?
Met him like at a dinner in Los Angeles. After like 45 minutes, just looked across the table and said, "I want to make love to you." She was like a woman in her mid to late 40s, knew what she wanted, looked across the table and said, "Yep, you're it."
No games.
God, no games.
Hey, let me tell you what, she was hot, man.
Yes,
Let me tell you, even still a beautiful woman into her 70s, she was a beautiful woman. Best legs in rock and roll history. It's not even, man, there's no close second. Monster.
I don't know too much Tina Turner. Rollin', right? You did Rollin'?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rollin'.
Proud Mary.
Proud Mary, yeah.
Prague Mary?
Just a good show person as well. A great
Oh,
blend
man, did
of-
she put on a good show.
Just a great blend. I mean, was her voice ever considered like a classic, voice, like a...
Not for octave and range.
Not
but,
like Aretha or anything like that.
But she had a presence and a power.
That's it.
There's a power behind it.
She kind of, I got to tell you, Jack, kind of Springsteen, Jagger-esque. Lots of stage energy.
Yeah.
Timeless. Oh, man. That's a shame. I'm smiling. She's dead, but I'm smiling because she left such a great legacy that, you'll have tons of images and tons of songs to listen to for many years. So there you go. Tina Turner passed away at 83 years old today. God rest her soul. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Deb, you got some news for us?
Yeah, I do. Not only are we going to talk about the world losing the queen of rock and roll, we're also going to talk about Orlando International preparing for an influx of holiday travelers. Oh,
Yeah.
It's going to be sweet on the roads.
Enjoy the weather, guys.
Yeah. And then public shoppers in Duval County, home of
Duval?
Jacksonville, yeah, they're seeing double. We'll tell you why and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show. Someday Alexa will do everything. Ugh. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Sand Lake Road heading eastbound at Gondola Drive. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 436 heading southbound between Redbug Lake Road and Lake Howell Road. You can expect delays due to an accident on the Greenway heading northbound at Lake Mary Boulevard. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Is your check engine light on? Let our professional parts people scan and diagnose the problem for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Man, oh man, it's a fact when it comes to your health, early detection does save lives. No question about it. Also a fact, 1 out of 3 people in our country will die from heart disease. And even crazier, 30 to 40% of those heart attacks, the very first symptom, the very first one, unbelievably, is sudden death. But now there is some good news. You don't have to be a statistic. You can take advantage of the free heart scan with my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. That is a $699 value. I'm getting that body scan along with my wife. Matter of fact, maybe even this weekend. Pretty fired up about it because I want to know everything I can about my health. You know, when I lost my mom to kidney disease, uncle to lung cancer. He never smoked a cigarette in his life. Those undiagnosed diseases can kill you from the inside out, and you need to have all the information possible to create a plan that you can ensure your health for a long, long time. And Life Imaging FLA can do that right now with that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. And while you're there, ask about their cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword free heart scan. That's easy, pound 250. Just say the keyword free heart scan and you'll be connected in seconds. Do not wait another second. Make that very important appointment today. You'll have an option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint, guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint, stains, and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Summer's heating things up, outside and on the grill. Whether you're smoking a brisket or grilling up veggies, Kingsford Original Charcoal delivers the consistent performance and smoky wood-fired flavor barbecuers crave. Kingsford Original lights faster and has a long burn time, giving you the ultimate grilling experience. So grab a bag of Kingsford Original Charcoal. Kingsford.com. Kingsford Original Charcoal lights faster and delivers consistent performance compared to nationally available charcoal in the USA.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing Truist One Checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
If you ride a motorcycle in Florida, someone can hit you and hurt you and legally not have insurance to pay you. Uninsured motorist coverage can help save you from financial ruin. Injured on the go? Just call Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for unlimited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for his seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Greedy politicians have never met a tax they didn't like. You need to take steps now to protect your retirement savings from rising inflation, a failing economy, and another ridiculous stock market correction. Thanks to Goldgate Capital, you can easily preserve your wealth. You'll find all the details in Goldgate Capital's free no-obligation special report. Discover how to save your retirement by calling Goldgate Capital at 855-770-GOLD today. That's 855-770-4653.
Maxwell, he was scratching and losing some hair. My vet, she says, oh, he must be allergic to chicken. Another vet said, eat the grain. Third vet said, it's the weather. Then somebody said,
DINOVITE.com.
It took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. The Dynavite is a big part of Maxwell's diet.
You get some Dynavite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com. Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's The Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing contests.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Radio.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. I don't know if you heard earlier, Jack said at Trivia today he's going to have some bangers in there, including Skinner tickets and tickets to see Stevie Nicks tomorrow night at the Amway Center from a suite.
Ooh, that would be sweet.
Courtesy of...
that would be Nationwide Energy Solutions.
Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate that very much. All right, Deb, let's get some news.
I guess.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don, and Nivea.
Okay, very nice. Good products, by the way.
Great products.
Nivea has great products. Oh, my God. You ever get their men's soap, their body wash? It takes like a nickel-sized dot to wash your entire body with. It's incredible.
Wow. Thank you for that commercial.
Of course.
Back to the breaking news, just in case you weren't able to join us at the top of the show. And you missed the news that Tina Turner has died at the age of 83. She died in Switzerland peacefully after a long illness. Turner was known as the Queen of Rock and Roll and rose to prominence as the lead singer of the Ike and Tina Turner Revue from 1960 to 1976. She left Ike after years of well-documented abuse and launched a successful career as a solo performer that spanned decades. And as they say, success is no better revenge.
That's right.
Because
None at all.
Ike never saw that level of
No,
success.
not even close.
All right, it's official, kind of. Governor Ron DeSantis is reportedly just hours away from making the long-expected announcement that he's running for president. Reports say the Republican governor will launch his bid for the 2024 nomination during a live appearance tonight with Elon Musk on Twitter Spaces at 6 p.m. Now, on Tuesday night, DeSantis' wife, Casey, posted a 30-second video of DeSantis preparing to walk onto a stage with the caption, quote, "America is worth the fight every single time." DeSantis will face a number of GOP primary opponents, including former President Donald Trump, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, and former Ambassador Nikki Haley. And I said it's official, kind of, because he has filed the required paperwork with the Federal Elections Commission to officially launch his campaign.
Okay, I just want to be sure. He's running for president of the United States, not Twitter.
Yeah.
No, he's running for president of the United States.
Okay.
And announcing on Twitter during the show, which is going to be kind of weird. It's during Ross Thoughts.
Yeah.
I know. How rude.
How am I going to retweet it?
I don't know, buddy.
All right, the Human Rights Campaign is the latest group to tell folks to stay away from Florida.
What?
On Tuesday, the LGBTQ organization joined Equality Florida to issue an updated travel advisory for the state. The group cites what it calls several new anti-LGBTQ state laws and, quote, risks associated with relocation or travel to Florida, end quote. The advisory comes after similar notices were issued by other national civil rights organizations, including the NAACP and League of United Latin American Citizens. Not to be outdone, Florida Senator Rick Scott says, hold my beer, y'all, issuing his own warning. This one to socialists.
Okay.
Don't come to the Sunshine State.
Thanks, Rick.
The former Republican governor issued his travel warning Tuesday in response to the NAACP's and others' travel advisories that Florida has become hostile to Black Americans under Governor Ron DeSantis. So Scott said, quote, attempts to spread socialism in North Florida will fail and be met with laughter and mockery.
Thanks. I mean, I think
End
that
quote.
I think the NAACP thing is a little much. To be honest with you, I don't think the Florida's waiting at the borders to take black people out. That's ridiculous. There are considerably more dangerous places for African Americans than Florida. I think that's complete crap. Sounds like a political move to me, but whatever.
Well, a poet is gutted by what a Miami-Dade County school did
This
to
is
one of
stupid.
her poems. What?
This is stupid. What you're about to read. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's what Amanda Gorman said last night after the Bob Graham Education Center Library removed one of her poems from its elementary school section. Gorman read the poem, The Hill We Climb, at President Biden's inauguration, but the Miami Lakes School believes it should only be available for middle schoolers. The move was made after a parent complained the poem was about indoctrination, CRT, and gender ideology. Gorman tweeted that robbing children of the chance to find their voices in literature is a violation of their right to free thought and free speech.
I mean, I don't know how many fifth graders are going to get it, but I read it this morning, and I got to tell you, I didn't find one thing in there offensive nor inflammatory at all. It's written by a young girl about the hope of people like her in America. I don't understand the blowback here. I really don't. Can I tell you, I looked for it.
Well, I think the one issue is that it only takes one parent.
Yeah.
And we all know that not every parent is of sound mind and body. So that one parent can cause a lot of havoc. And it's not even that parent. There was a John Oliver thing I watched recently where a woman out on the Gulf Coast had filed 21 issues with books. Turns out she has no children and hadn't even read all of the books. She read partially some of the books.
Yeah.
And that was enough. All right, a group of Chinese citizens is suing Florida over a law that bans them from buying property in some parts of the state. The law, set to take effect in July, prevents people from so-called foreign countries of concern from buying land and homes within 10 miles of a military installation. Well, China is on that list, along with Russia, Iran, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela, and Syria. The suit filed Tuesday in federal court says the law stigmatizes communities and casts a cloud of suspicion over anyone of Chinese descent looking to buy property. The plaintiffs argue the law violates the Fair Housing Act. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill into law this month, though, claiming its goal was to counteract the malign influence of the Chinese Communist Party in the state of Florida.
Oh, that's spicy. that whole situation is very spicy.
I got to tell you, though, that list of countries is like a communist baseball team, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm good with all that. Keep them all out.
All right, and news that has nothing to do with politics, a bitter legal battle between the parents of a couple who died in a murder-suicide continues in Sarasota County court hearing. Gabby Petito's parents want a judge to order the parents of Brian Laundrie to report any bank withdrawals over $10,000 made right after their son is believed to have killed Petito in 2021. Christopher and Roberta Laundrie insist their only large withdrawals were used to pay attorney Stephen Bertolino, who's a co-defendant in the lawsuits. Well, Petito's parents are suing the Laundries, claiming they knew she was dead and hid the truth to protect their son, who took his own life after returning to Florida. And, of course, that's when they found that letter reportedly written by Roberta Laundrie, he said, to burn after reading.
They were those two were sketchy from day one.
Yes, they were. You said it.
Yeah. From day one, I was like, man, none of this is adding up.
Yeah.
You and I had so many conversations about that
Oh, yeah,
situation.
because-
and I remember when I asked Ray about it, I was like, man, it seems like to me these guys have a case, because it seems like they were certainly evading a whole bunch of stuff during this investigation. He's like, I'm not sure. And then, man, I was like, man, I don't know. I'd pull the trigger too.
I mean, especially when you think about how she dressed when she left the house, to the point where the police said that they thought it looked like her son.
That's
and then,
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. All right. Attorneys for a Florida death row inmate are taking the case to the state's highest court to save his life. Dwayne Owen is scheduled to be put to death June 15th for the murder of a Boca Raton woman back in 1984. So his lawyers today asked the Florida Supreme Court to issue a stay of execution, claiming he suffers from mental illness and brain damage. The 30-year-old may be insane. And, of course, that's one of the legal parameters. You cannot execute the legally insane.
Right, yeah.
That evaluation showed that Owen feels like a woman in a man's body. The governor appointed a team of 3 psychiatrists to examine Owen, who was also sentenced to death for the murder and sexual assault of a 14-year-old girl in Delray Beach. All right, closer to home, a Brevard County woman is facing animal cruelty charges in this story. Oh, I watched this video on Facebook with Sheriff Wayne Ivey. Oh, he was so mad.
Is he rootin' tootin' mad?
He's rootin' tootin' mad.
That's mad.
Why I oughta.
Is he Foghorn Leghorn mad?
No, he was, called her crap and said, he was, yeah. And that's because the sheriff's office announced this week that Lita Rogers, who just happens to be a veterinarian technician, went to school to be a vet tech, was arrested after a dog and a pig were found starving to death at a home in Cocoa.
Okay.
Deputies say the 57-year-old lived there with her boyfriend before he died in August of last year. Well, she moved out about 2 months ago in March after fighting with his kids who now wanted the house back. She gets angry, decides to take her anger out on the animals, so she just packs up and leaves. She left behind, like I said, the dog and the pig. A neighbor called deputies out of concern for the animals' well-being, even though she did visit the home on 4 separate occasions to check on her car.
Oh, yeah.
When they arrived, the dog had already died, unfortunately.
Damn.
The pig was sick, but it was brought to the vet and the nursing it back to health. The charges against Rogers include aggravated animal cruelty and animal abandonment. I request 5 minutes and 6 inches of rubber hose.
It's just really weird to, it's a tragedy that the dog passed, but I just find it odd that a pig owner would leave their pig. You have to be very passionate about being a pig pet owner.
It may have been her boyfriend's, and so this was just her way of to the kids instead of, following through on, what she does for a living. Speaking of animals and penalties, it's soon going to be tougher penalties for folks who attack Florida police dogs. Governor DeSantis signed that bill yesterday designed to upgrade charges of those who intentionally hurt canines working with first responders to a third-degree felony. The measure would also include horses who work with law enforcement. So think about that the next time you think you can just slap a police horse on the ass, just having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
You're looking at a felony. The legislation will go into effect later this year.
Can I tell you, I never thought you were supposed to touch them at all.
You're not.
I didn't think, even before they instituted this thing, I was like, I never would walk up. I looked at that as that's like the property of somebody. I don't even touch people's cars.
But this is different. You remember we had talked to former Orange County canine deputy Robert Ramos, who had situations like this where a perp will go after your dog.
Damn.
So
I have a friend who went downtown Orlando a couple of years ago, got super drunk, pet a police horse. Police officer thought it would just be really funny, and then the horse bit him.
Good.
And the police officer was just letting it ride.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Biting me.
It hurts. Ow! The tequila has worn off.
Yeah. And the cop just was like, hey, man.
It's your job. It's your
around
fault.
and find out.
Exactly. Now you know.
You just found out, homie.
That's horse eating corn, and you're the corn.
In other animal news, registration is now officially open for the 2023 Florida Python Challenge.
Let's go.
Hunters will have the chance to win a share of more than $30,000.
Oh, you're talking about snakes. I thought you were talking about working out. I was like, man, I'm ready. Let's go.
Cash prizes will go to whomever catches the longest Burmese python, as well as the largest amount during the 10-day event. More than 200 snakes were removed from the Everglades last year, and then one female just filled it right back up.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The FWC says there are at least... How many Burmese pythons in South Florida they need help catching do you think the FWC estimates there are?
Is this how many they want to get out or how many they think there are?
This is how many they need help catching, which means how many they are, because they want every single last one of them.
50,000.
30,000.
Oh, there's a gap there, dog.
40,000.
100,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Give it to me.
100,000 Burmese pythons they need help catching.
Hogs down there.
Oh, they're huge.
Some canoes.
The competition will run from August 4th to the 13th.
I want to interview the guy who's the best at this.
There is no best at it, right? Just the guy who doesn't die and shoots a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There was one last year that, caught a record breaker. 2 guys, I think, and they just stumbled upon it.
Yeah. I think.
Did they shoot him?
I think they do shoot them, don't they?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Like they have a bang stick that they kill them with?
I believe so. I'm not really sure what the rules are for being able to kill them. I know the biologists, when they get them, they euthanize them.
Do they?
They have to put them in a pillowcase.
I mean, there has to be like a Dog the Bounty Hunter, but for snakes.
Jack's been watching Animal Planet too long.
I thought it was like a little lasso made out of like weed whacker line.
Yeah, this thing weighs more than you.
Okay, back to the news. The United Launch Alliance is preparing for its next launch along Central Florida's Space Coast. The agency has set a June 21st launch date for the Delta IV Heavy rocket from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The rocket is currently the largest in the world. Officials say there's going to be one more launch for the Delta IV Heavy before it's replaced with the Vulcan Centaur.
Wow. Did the one go off last night?
No, it got scrubbed.
Okay, good.
Got scrubbed because of the weather. Speaking of things flying, Orlando International Airport is preparing for an influx of travelers ahead of the holiday weekend. Let's have fun with some more math questions, gentlemen.
I love it.
The facility is expecting more than
2.2 million.
Oh, man, Jack.
1 million.
Give yourself a dong, my friend.
Wow, really? On the nuts, huh?
Yes.
I say 1 million. 2 dongs. Double donging.
Whoa.
There you go. It's going to be a good Friday night, homie.
Ross, you want to guess again?
Yeah.
Make it a triple dong?
1 million.
Yeah. Pack some grapes and some protein.
You might want to also pack a bite stick. The facility is expecting more than 1 million people to pass through over the Memorial Day travel period.
2 bite sticks.
Deb got it right, too.
Dose sticks.
One to bite, one for fun.
I mean, there's got to be one person out there, right?
Yeah,
now,
just one.
How much of a percent of increase compared to last year do you think those 1 million passengers are?
Man, I believe probably, 35%.
A little hot.
20%.
19.
Oh, Ross is the closest. 16%
All right.
increase compared to last year. Oh, it feels so unsatisfying
It's no
after
double
the dong,
right?
doesn't it?
Yeah. It's like a dong fest, and then Ross shows up.
Like, he might as well take the buzzer.
Buzz me, baby.
Airport officials say they plan to open all parking lots and garages in order to meet the demand. Pack your patience if you're planning to go out there to pick up friends and family and have fun.
Yeah.
All right. We knew this was coming, right? The days of Netflix subscribers sharing our passwords coming to an end.
They've been telling us this for months.
I know. Well, the streamer began emailing customers yesterday about its new password policy. If you haven't heard, Netflix said the email will be sent to members in the U.S. who've been sharing their account outside of their household.
My daughter's going to be bummed.
I know. We have some people bummed on our side, too. Subscribers
I'm waiting for the text later today.
are being given 2 options exactly. Here's your 2 options, Dad. Transfer a profile to a new membership or share an account with someone outside their household for about an extra $8 a month. Netflix noted that subscribers in the same household will still be able to stream wherever they are, including at hotels and vacation homes.
Good.
So that's good to know.
We love it.
Yeah, I don't want to be a convenience. I'm paying the damn bill.
Exactly. Now you just have to figure out how you're going to continue to pay for your kids.
I got to figure out how many kids are going to be emailing me asking me if I change my password. Because that's going to happen.
Netflix forcing us to be better parents.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
How dare they?
Is that I'm on the other side.
Are you the guy?
I'm the guy who's been
Who are you getting it
mooching.
from?
Who do you gank it from?
Mom-in-law.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's sorry.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
weak.
man, pay for your own stuff. What are you doing?
You know what's always really weird too is that like
your hand out.
I'll use like the profile and then she'll see what I watched and I'm like, oh god, now my mother-in-law knows that I got really high and wanted to watch the Rugrats movie.
Oh, God damn.
Like
it's worse than my YouTube history.
Yeah, it's very vulnerable.
Better than a premium channel where you have like HBO After Dark or the Skinamax movies.
And then finally, Publix shoppers in Duval County are seeing double. A Publix opened last week in Neptune Beach on Atlantic Boulevard, and it's less than 300 feet from another Publix.
Are you kidding?
At Seminole Shop Center.
Are they tearing one down or something?
No. The new location has the same offerings as the older one, but it also has a Publix Pours.
Oh, it's at a wine bar.
Customers can order coffee, beer, wine, and smoothies to drink while they shop. Now, residents tell First Coast News having 2 nearly identical stores so close together is a bit silly, but it's also funny and kind of cool.
Well, I mean, there's a stretch on 1792 where you could literally, I mean, I think from one 7-Eleven to the next on 1792, there's less than half a mile between them. If you go right up here at 1792 in Maitland, then there's another one right down the street, not even a quarter of a mile, and then another one just through 436.
What do you call that? Publix's?
Yeah.
Publi. Yeah. They have two Publi 300 feet apart or no more on Sand Lake. I was there on Sunday. I was at one of them. There, it's like, wait, there's one and one. What?
Exactly.
They're just looking like they're about to have a dance-off.
Exactly. Mad mugging West Side Story style. And now you all are officially woke. Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Now, everybody knows we're supposed to get more than one quote when we're getting our mortgage, but only about 25% of us actually do. And the reason why? Yeah, it takes too much time and we're busy. We've got enough to do. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, really makes it so easy for you that you've got no reason not to. Just go to thatmortgageguyDon.com, hit the compare quote button, put in your contact info, tell him your credit score, upload your quote, and he'll do the rest. Don will interpret your quote and let you know if you can do better. Plain and simple, no spam, no hassle, just peace of mind at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Back in a sec with more of The Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Today, a Fox 35 storm alert day, as we are monitoring the chance for showers and thunderstorms to develop. We've already been seeing showers along our east coast this morning. That trend will continue a little bit later today. Forecast highs will be reaching the low 80s from coast to coast across central Florida. Do make sure you have your rain gear handy. Good news is we'll be drying out just in time for your Memorial Day holiday weekend. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Business owners, are you feeling the pressures of growing your business? Maybe. It's tough to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. In Sparity, though, they bring 35 years of HR experience to help you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance the entire time, giving your employees competitive benefit options. Your people can thrive, your business can adapt and prosper. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR benefits, HR technology, that's Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
If it's a day that ends in Y, you're probably stuck in Florida traffic. So turn that AC up one more notch, aim the vents toward your face, and think of a better place, like the cool, colorful produce section in your favorite grocery store. Why? Because that's where all the cool, colorful, fresh from Florida produce is. Produce just tastes better when it's grown closer to home. And when you buy fresh from Florida, you're supporting local farmers and jobs in our communities. So after you're done being stopped in traffic, pick up some fresh from Florida on your way home.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RC Hill Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration, but hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi, 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
When you buy a diamond at International Diamond Center, you can bring it back a year from now, trade it up to a bigger one, and get 110% of your original purchase price toward the new diamond.
You pay me $10,000 for my diamond. When you come back and you want to trade it up, you're going to get that $10,000. Plus, we're going to give you a bonus of $1,000.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire talking about IDC's industry-leading diamond trade-up policy.
So you're getting 110% on what you paid for that diamond. Who else does this? I'm going to pay you more for that diamond than you paid me in the beginning.
The 110% upgrade is just another thing that separates IDC from the rest. We stand behind what we sell.
We know what we're selling, we believe in what we're selling, and we know the inherent value of that diamond.
At IDC, your trust means everything.
We want you to feel that you can buy with confidence.
International Diamond Center. Highest quality, insane selection, guaranteed best value, full transparency, and the strongest consumer protection warranties in the industry.
Our job is to keep you as a customer.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAM's Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices the meat and cheese for your sub right in front of you. It's a work of art. Think Michelangelo's David. But honestly, David, if I have to wear a shirt and shoes, you can put on some pants. At least my Italian sub is perfectly dressed. Secondly, David is 522 years old, but Jersey Mike's subs are freshly sliced every time, brand new. It's an inspiration to hungry, pants-wearing people everywhere. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Radio. Radio. 104.1.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Boom. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Fringe in town for a few more days. If you want to check out some of the shows, my wife and I are going out tomorrow night to see a couple shows.
Nice.
Going to be she has a friend that's going to be in one, and I'm going to try to pick up one of the shows that Ross has suggested. If not, to see our boy Chase Padgett, who'll be in a little bit later today with his Nashville Hurricane show. Doing quite well there, by the way. Supremely talented guy. OrlandoFringe.org to find out where all the venues are, all the information, show times, and I believe you can even get tickets there and buttons as well. OrlandoFringe.org. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack and Ross are here as well. The story of the the Animal House guest coming in is unique.
Yes, very unique.
Matter of fact, I'm puzzled by it, to be quite honest with you. I don't know how you find out that information. I know you told me, but it just seems so unbelievable that the dog could make that kind of travel to make it here to the U.S. and be safe.
Mars. Well, apparently, Daryl and Penny Payne of Pawfection Dog Training, they work with a lot of different organizations, a lot of different groups. And Jessica Garcia, who's the one fostering Soul, she's a golden retriever Shar-Pei that they rescued from China through 4 ladies from the UK who live in China full time, rescuing dogs who've been bred for meat.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
This is the sweetest dog you could ever meet. This is from Penny, and was found cramped in a chicken coop with other puppies being fattened up for dog meat.
So we have that animal coming in, that beautiful little dog. You just saw her outside, right?
I did. She's gorgeous, and now she's being trained to be a therapy dog.
Very cool. Also want to remind you guys, when Daryl Payne comes in, he's coming in to help you get information about your animal. So if you have a dog that you've had behavioral problems with, maybe they're skittish of men or women, or maybe they lick all the time, or they bite, or they don't like loud noises,
or they eat their poop.
Well, whatever the case may be, if you tune in here in just a few minutes for Animal House, we open up a segment at 4:20 where Daryl can answer those questions for you, give you some real good tips on what to do. And of course, he has his place that can help you if it need further assistance.
And not only that, if you have a dog that you think would be really good in a therapy program, and they don't have to be those traditional breeds you see, right? Golden Retriever, Labrador Retriever. You could have a little Chihuahua or a little, Frenchie Bulldog that's just got a super sweet personality. Daryl and Pawfection Dog Training, they're getting ready to start another therapy dog training program.
Right.
So if you think your dog, call and ask him a question about that as well. He'll give you the information so that your dog can start going to schools and hospitals.
Absolutely, for sure.
My dog needs dog therapy.
Mine does too. Mine's licking like crazy right now. She just started this a couple weeks ago. I remember telling you about it, but my dog is lick crazy. She will lick my wife's arm. Just lick a hole in it. I don't know what it is. She'll lick for like 12, 13 minutes and just stop and go lay down.
Just robbing everybody.
I mean, just destroying it. I mean, and then she'll just licks. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's the salt on your skin?
Yeah, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're just salty.
Yeah, could be it.
Exfoliating.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Jim is definitely salty.
Maybe you're shedding or something.
By the way, we did announce a little bit earlier for trivia today. 5:45 is when we do that. We did add some tickets there. Stevie Nicks' show is tomorrow night at the Amway Center. And we have not only a couple tickets to see Stevie Nicks, the legend Stevie Nicks, but we're also going to be, you're going to be in a suite while watching them. This is a VIP experience.
Yeah, it's provided by Nationwide Energy Solutions, the official roof and solar sponsor of the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, very cool. We appreciate that a lot. I mean, I'm really looking forward to giving those away. I mean, my wife took my daughter to see Stevie Nicks, I don't know, probably about 5-6 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. My time thing is so bad. And they did the whole hippie dressing thing, and it was like a magical evening. Like she's really good. Her voice still sounds good. She is going to gypsy spin for you a lot. I'm just going to give you a heads up. You're going to see a lot of lace. Heard her band is really good. Yeah, she's cool. I remember, and she also acts as well. She was on a couple episodes or seasons of American Horror Story, I believe.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I've been watching some old Fleetwood Mac performances live. You guys ever YouTube that kind of thing? Just live performances from your favorite bands?
Not really, not common enough, but I have in the past.
You want to see some pain? I mean, there is true pain in that Fleetwood Mac music. Go and YouTube one of the very first performances of The Chain. All right, and The Chain is about the relationship between Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks, and they basically sing to each other while this is happening. And let me tell you, dude,
it's like everyone in the stadium just disappears, and it's Lindsey and
there is some real
Stevie, and that's it.
There's some real deal pain happening in that performance, and you are seeing it like live. I mean, they are ripping eyes at each other, and he is screaming the lyrics directly at her. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I mean, here's the thing. Like, they're artists. That's the whole idea, right? Is to let all that stuff out. They've sing this song like every night. And I've watched a number of these performances, but that one where he's wearing that weird hat, I think it was like in the late 80s. He's wearing like a hat on the back of his head. That was a big thing during Dexy Midnight Runner days.
Oh, yeah.
And he is just wailing on her. And then, of course, she's right back at him.
Right, yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Anyway, tickets for her tomorrow night at the Amway Center in a suite. So we have those for a little bit later. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us again, 77031. Back with Daryl Payne from Pawfection Dog Training and Animal House. We'll do that next.
It's back. The 2023 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 16th through the 29th in Lock Haven Park. Got a button yet? Tickets and buttons available now at orlandofringe.org.
Looking at some slow traffic this afternoon on I-4 as you take the interstate east and westbound, especially between Sand Lake Road and Central Florida Parkway and between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a crash blocking 2 lanes southbound on John Young Parkway at Oak Ridge Road. A crash in Seminole blocks the right lane southbound on the Greenway at Lake Mary Boulevard. If you see other traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
I'm back, and look at all the Fresh from Florida produce I brought home.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
It's refreshing to know that locally grown Fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air.
Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking. Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, Uni. Dude, that is like the Mount Rushmore of outdoor cooking. Big Green Egg, all the sizes as well, and that's important. Come check out the brand new Traeger Flat Rock Griddle, now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. This Traeger Flat Rock Griddle is no joke. Fueled with propane, will open up an entire world of griddling and frying and steaming, sauteing, and the entire time giving you that beautiful innovation and premium quality that Traeger is known for nationwide. Plus, previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. All you have to do is simply visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations, or you can even shop online, acehardware.com. That way you get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, and these guys are certainly the backyard place.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Will, who's currently serving as a major in the Army. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, I'm wishing my pops, retired Colonel Stephen Sheehan of the United States Marine Corps, a happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
The new lifetime warranty at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Shop our huge selection of new Nissan inventory and get the best warranty with unlimited miles for an unlimited time. You have peace of mind for life. The lifetime warranty now at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. OrlandoNissan.com.
These days, there are plenty of things to worry about, but keeping pests out of your home shouldn't be one of them. That's why you need Massey Services. Massey eliminates pests before they get inside. They start by carefully inspecting the inside and outside of your home and then focus customized treatments on the outside. Best of all, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. That's the Massey difference. Expect more and get it.
Hello, Floridians. Today's a good day to do great things. Yes! Like scheduling the dentist appointment you've been putting off for 2 years.
Oh, man.
Like finally fixing that creaky door that drives you crazy. Like getting that massage you definitely deserve.
Oh, yeah.
Or taking time to make sure that your air conditioner is ready to beat the heat all summer long. Do something great today, right now, by booking your $159 AC rejuvenation at CoolToday.com.
Call today, cool today. CoolToday.com.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Slowed down, held back, inhibited. What you get out depends on what you put in. Rejuvenate your engine's performance with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, because true performance knows no bounds. New and improved Shell V-Power Nitro Plus removes up to 100% of performance-robbing deposits to rejuvenate your engine's performance. Continuous use in gasoline direct injection engine fuel injectors.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trendley Kramer Law. TK Law. One firm for life.com.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wasat's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
This hour of programming is sponsored by Nissan. We make cars that thrill. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, we like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that. Be careful out there driving around. It's some nasty weather all throughout Central Florida. Going to be that way pretty much all day, so plan accordingly. If you are traveling around, make sure you carry yourself an umbrella. Don't do like Amy Caulfield, our friend over at Fox 35. When she went in to get some groceries, everything was fine. When she came out, Earth was ending, and she had to walk through that. So don't be that person. Take care of yourself for sure. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there, and Deb has Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
All right, every week Animal House is generously brought to you by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House, but please join me in welcoming our every fourth Wednesday guest, Daryl Payne with Paw Affection Dog Training, and his guest today as well, Jessica Garcia and her beautiful dog, Soul.
Yeah, baby, we got Soul.
Oh, that dog is fake. That dog is fake. That dog's not real. It's like a robot.
Yeah, she's
it's like a love
so
robot.
cute. She's so pretty. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you so much.
We love having you in. So what can you tell us about Soul's story? And by the way, if you follow us on our on YouTube, Jack or one of us will be checking Soul out with our cameras on our phones. You'll be able to see her on our YouTube feed. But what can you tell us about Soul?
What a unique story. This is the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, and I really want to spread awareness because I think it's so important to understand where she came from and her story and other dogs like her. So Soul is a golden retriever mix. She came all the way from China. I adopted her from a rescue, this amazing rescue called Harbin Slaughterhouse Survivors. So she was actually raised to be dog meat over there, which unfortunately is part of an illegal black market trade that
So it's
happens. Right.
It's not cultural. It's not like cool.
So let me ask real quick, where is there?
China.
So, yeah, China. So,
Okay, good.
so they're specifically in Harbin, China,
Okay.
Harbin.
Okay.
And they, it's very blatant, even though it's part of the black market.
Right.
So they saved her and a bunch of her siblings from actually like a dog meat farm.
So I guess the interesting part is this, because I think Americans have, and I'm one of them, have an idea that China has just like a gigantic fence around there, and you can't get in to do anything you want unless you get like ultimate. I mean, you're escorted everywhere. That's the feeling. So how do you even make it into that, or how do these people even do they even infiltrate this?
Yeah, so there's 3 women that started this rescue. They were all teachers in China. One of them's from Ireland, one's from Australia, and one's from England. And they were all friends and saw this happening and decided to start a rescue that started with maybe 30 dogs. And now they have over 1,000 that are all available for adoption.
Wow,
and
really?
They're every breed you can imagine. They have corgis, they have goldens, they have greyhounds. I mean, every dog you can possibly imagine.
Now, let me ask, I don't mean to be insensitive here because I don't know anything about this trade. Were different dogs raised because they taste different? Or is it a unique thing?
No, it's
just it was a dog and that didn't matter what. It's just a dog.
Exactly.
Jimmy, what's interesting is Daryl tells that they did the DNA on Soul. And the reason behind it, Daryl, what breeds did you all find in Soul?
Yeah, on Soul there was 83% golden retriever, which on the screen you can see predominantly she is. But there's Tibetan Mastiff, Saint Bernard, Chow Chow, and Newfoundland.
And by
all the giant breeds.
And by the way, where you feel that is her coat. You could shoot that dog with an arrow and it would bounce off. That dog's coat, you can't even reach to her skin. It's all fur.
But what he was saying was what's so important is that they bred all of the big dog breeds together to get the most meat.
That's the thing. And although it's illegal, there's still the Yulin Dog Meat Festival. And that comes up every June. So that's coming up next month.
So it's
it only started in 2009.
Wow.
And it was started by the dog meat traders, just to boost their production or boost their sales.
And I'm trying to find something that we could compare it to here because it's illegal, but it's kind of
chicken fighting.
It kind of sounds like weed.
Yeah.
Well, the festival seems to be diminishing slightly in that at its peak there were 10,000 dogs consumed during the festival. Now the last one I think was 3,000 dogs, so it's going down steadily.
It's like having cigarette manufacturers have a clean air festival.
Yeah, I think they managed to stop last year's one, but I don't know about this year. So it's a horrible trade.
It is. And Jessica, have they been able to put any pressure on this illegal trade?
I do want to say, because the rescue that I got Soul from talks about this all the time, there are so many Chinese animal advocates over there that, go after people who are selling dogs for meat. Like, there are a lot of people opposed to it. Yes. Like, they will post videos of people, going after someone who, almost hit a dog in the street.
Now, does it take a vigilante to do this, or is the government backing these people to do this?
Technically, the police should be.
Technically, that's why I asked. That's why I asked if it was vigilante.
You know how it is. You get paid off, and you turn a blind eye. That definitely happens.
So let's go back to the three women. They started this whole thing. They started. You had to travel to get Soul. Where you have to go there?
No, so they adopt it to Canada, which I think is actually on hold right now because of COVID CDC. The U.S. and a lot of places in Europe. Most of the dogs go to Europe. But they are able to fly them into some big hubs here in the U.S. So I flew to Seattle and got her from Seattle. But you can fly to New York City is another hub, and then L.A. So those are the three main places that they can fly them into.
And is it a complicated process?
No. So you can apply online. Their website's harbinshs.com. They have so many amazing dogs. So you apply, you do a home check, you talk with them about the dog that might be the best fit for your family. And then from there, you work on scheduling a time to pick them up and, make sure your home's ready and you have everything ready to go. But it's a fairly easy process, actually.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now, the other question, real quick, Daryl, is what kind of, because her upbringing, obviously, you can't have just about a worse start in life for a dog. What kind of puppy did you bring home?
Yeah, so I actually feel like her temperament from the very beginning has been, I think I got really lucky too, that she's just the biggest sweetheart. But we've gotten really settled in. She knows her name now. We're doing therapy dog training with Pawfection. So, she's just always been the biggest sweetheart. And I think that I got really lucky having such a, she came from such a tough start and just is the sweetest girl.
So with that said, by the way, it's HRBIN.
Yes.
SHS?
Yes.
.com if you want to look at some of the dogs they have, and I guess multiple breeds are available. So that's an interesting question because obviously the traumatic environment these dogs were raised in, how do they prepare you? How do they prepare you for what could be coming? For issues like that. Health issues. Do they screen the dogs for health?
Oh, yeah. So they come. She had all of her shots. She was spayed. She had everything checked out. So they definitely do their due diligence, and they have them in they call it a safe house where all the dogs are together. They're around humans. They do training there. So they definitely set them up for success.
That's awesome.
And give you a home check of this is how you should prep. We recommend doing dog training when they get home. They give you all the tools.
Wow, incredible! How did you guys find each other? Oh, that's right. You're bringing your dog. You're bringing your dog to Pawfection.
Yeah, exactly.
And then your story is, and you just so compelling that you wanted to bring her in and tell it.
Well, that's the thing. I went over to do the in-home with Soul, just to figure out a few little things. And she was very a little nervous around men. A little
skittish,
first of all, yeah, which is understandable given her upbringing. There was no socialization. She was in a
chicken coop.
Yeah, a chicken coop. It looked like something that people fish for lobsters in. In fact, Jessica's got the video. You would have to see that.
Yeah.
And so I went over to do the in-home to get her on track for settling her into the home. and fell in love with the dog. I mean, she's
How can you not?
She's so sweet.
This fur is so ridiculous.
I know. I want to take a nap on her.
I would transplant this to my head right now.
And the thing is that the story here is that we're taking a dog that has been so abused and let down by humans.
Right.
And she's going to be a therapy dog
helping
humans. I mean, that's the thing with dogs. And I know we talk about cultural differences and, we eat cows, we eat horses, the French eat horses.
I don't.
It's not the same. It really isn't the same because with domesticated dogs over 10,000 years, they've become part of our family. They are horribly loyal to us. We don't deserve the loyalty they give us.
Do not. I told my dog to her face, you should leave.
And so to make them or to label them as livestock to be just fattened up and slaughtered, I think is morally reprehensible.
Yeah,
it
really
is. And to be honest with you, I mean, I'm not knocking the Chinese people because 70% of Chinese people have never tasted dog meat or want to. So this is a very small minority of people, and this is a small industry that's causing a lot of pain.
Yeah.
You can see the Tibetan Mastiff in this dog's face. I just saw the crinkly little nose, and she's got a little bit of a stubbier nose than a normal golden would have.
We thought she was Shar-Pei, actually, but it didn't come back.
You could put that dog in the freezer, and it would overheat. I mean, this thing, the fur, does she shed?
Yeah, it's not terrible, but she definitely sheds.
Well, that's the price of a golden retriever, and it's worth every hair.
Yeah.
It's worth every hair.
I had a Mastiff for a few years. That thing shed a sweater like every 3 months.
Well, our plan for going forward is to rescue dogs from here, get them into Florida, into Central Florida, and train them to be therapy dogs for veterans with PTSD.
Wow. Oh, that's a great...
So these dogs that have come from a horrible start, been given a new lease of life, will then be giving back to the veterans. That's our plan. So
that's a great plan. What did this cost you, Jessica? I mean, without the trip to Seattle, we understand a plane ticket to Seattle is no joke. But the other than that, the actual cost of just adopting the animal, how much was it?
Yeah, so all you do is pay for her transportation costs, which is basically the cost for a volunteer to fly over with her.
Right.
So for me, it was like $1,200.
Wow. So it would be less than an animal that you would go buy from a breeder, way less.
100%.
That's a third of the price.
100%.
And then on top of that, and I don't mean you get a unique breed. I mean, to have that kind of bloodline in an animal like that and have those weird, odd characteristics and then have it on top of one of the sweetest breeds out there is really unique.
Yeah, what an origin story.
Yeah, no joke. Okay, that's HRBINSHS.com if you want to check out what they have there and maybe find out some more information about how you could possibly rescue one of these dogs from these terrible places over in China.
We also, Jimmy, are looking for some corporate sponsorship to help people get these dogs over for the veterans. So if there's any, corporations out there who want to write off some money against tax and want to help the veterans, the VA, things like that, then we can arrange it so that some of these costs can be met by people going over to get the dogs or meet the dogs.
Do you guys have a database of vets that are looking for animals like that?
Well, we work with the VA hospitals and the VA.
Got it. So they have it for you. They just tell you what they need.
Yeah, so we'll be hooked into them, and hopefully we can get this going. It'll be a really nice story on both sides. The veterans get a dog that they desperately need, and the dogs get a home that they desperately need.
And I'm just going to ask. I know it seems pretty obvious but is it just financing that's stopping this? Is that the only thing?
No,
are there other hurdles?
No, it's just setting it up. That's all. That's why we want Sol to be the spearhead for this. We're going to train her as the therapy dog. She'll be like the poster girl for the therapy dogs from China, and then we'll go from there. So it's just a question of hooking everybody up together, getting everything in place. We did have an offer from a company already, so to help with the transportations, we're taking care of the training free of charge as well. So
wow,
there's no cost implications on the training. We're taking care of that.
Unbelievable, man! What an incredible story. Seriously, what an incredible story.
So she's a lovely dog. She really is.
Man, it's not even real. I take her home right now.
I know.
I tell you, I'll give you $1,300 for her right now.
When you look at that face,
14.
she is a gentle soul.
Okay,
She is.
$10,000 right now.
So when does your therapy training program start up? Because we did advertise that for folks that are listening, that maybe they have a little Frenchie or, a dog they think is a great personality for therapy training.
The first one just started just 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Jessica's just got on the latest one, so the latest one just started 3 weeks ago. The next one will probably be in August or September. We normally run around 4 courses a year. We've now got over 100 teams out there, the places that want them are coming in thick and fast.
I bet.
I take that dog home right now. and you know, my wife would absolutely drive. If she heard me adopt that dog, she'd leave work and drive to the house right now. That dog is so sweet. All right, we got to take a break. Now, look, like I said earlier, by the way, Jessica, thank you so much.
Thank you for
not only
having
bringing
me.
Soul in, but for telling your wonderful story. And we hope that we can help kind of initiate this program and really drop kick this thing into action. And you can feel free to lean on us at any given time for any information or to get the word out about any of this at any time. Feel free to email us without question. But we are going to go to a break real quick, come back. If you do have questions about your dog's behavior, like we said a little bit earlier, now would be the time to give us a call. We'll go to break and come back, and that way Daryl can help you with maybe issues your dog has. It's 407-916-1041. Again, that's 407-916-1041. Daryl Payne answers your questions next here on The Jim Colbert Show.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. goldsmithjewelry.com.
Looking at some slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon as you take the interstate east and westbound, especially between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. A crash on the Greenway northbound blocks the right lane at Moss Park Road. Another crash causing delays on Aloma Avenue at 436. A crash is also blocking the roadway on Buena Vista Drive at Epcot Center Drive. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by SeaWorldOrlando.com/jobs.
Lifeguards can earn a $1,000 sign-on bonus at Aquatica. Come to an open call swim test every Thursday in April from 5 to 7 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Visit SeaWorldOrlando.com/jobs to apply today.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level. Only for limited edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
So, what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fonum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022. Fonum US LLC.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with WESH 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today with Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Tonight, Chicago Wednesdays on Red Alert with heart-stopping season finales.
Ooh, talk to me.
First on Med, Dayton surgery will be threatened by alarming news.
Wait, what?
Then on Fire, Brett receives a life-changing call.
Oh, life-changing.
Then on PD, Ruzik faces a decision that could cost him everything.
Wait, I need answers.
No spoilers.
Just give me a hint.
Fine. Watch the season finales of Med, Fire, and PD. Chicago Wednesday, tonight on NBC.
That's not a hint.
I know.
Starting at 8 on Wesh 2, followed by Wesh 2 News at 11.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
It happens in a matter of seconds, but the aftermath can last a lifetime. Car crash, slip and fall, there's only one Mo you should call, the Mo you know. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years, it's going to explode, obliterating the Earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeart Radio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
Want a $100 shopping spree on the latest fashion, home goods, or beauty products? Well, that's what Temu, the most downloaded app in the App Store, is offering on iHeart Radio Access Day. So head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today to register for reminders when deals go live on June 1st.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
I served in South Korea in 1979, 1980. Occasionally we'd be traveling around and see these pens full of dogs. And there was a vendor, or a couple of vendors, on one of the main streets in Chimchon, and they sell, quote-unquote, chicken legs. They were like 10 inches long, and the meat was red. Never had one, but I guess it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, certainly it is. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Goldberg Show. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here.
Hi there.
Ross is here as well.
It's true.
And of course, every fourth Wednesday for Animal House, we bring in Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training. He brought in Jessica Garcia today to talk about this wonderful dog, Soul, which we appreciate very much. But Daryl, you are in the business of making them act nice.
Yes.
And do the things we want them to do. And you do it in a very friendly, nice way.
That's it. And not just the ones that act badly, but also the ones that just need help, like Soul.
Yeah, just have, and you know what, the funny thing is dogs can have eccentricities no differently than humans can.
Yeah.
And what you like to do is maybe get some of those eccentricities that can be maybe, I don't know, troublesome to the owner or whatever, maybe a little bit annoying or whatever, and just kind of get them into a pattern of behavior that is more conducive to a really good, cohesive family life.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it is a lack of communication. I was at a place this morning, and the problem was that the human was seeing the dog as a human, and the dog was seeing the human as a dog, and so they just weren't on the same page.
Oh, I got you. I think we're doing that currently right now.
So sometimes it's just putting the human on track. You know, it says on my car we train both ends of the leash, and we do. It's just one end needs more training than the other, don't you, Ross?
Daryl, yeah, absolutely. I've always wanted to ask you this, and I've always forgotten to. I remember hearing years ago that if your dog walks over you, then you shouldn't have that happen. And in fact, whenever your dog's in the way, you shouldn't tell your dog to move, that you should step over your dog to let them know who's the big dog around here.
Let me add one of that, too. If I remember right, you don't let your dog go into the house first either, right?
Doorways.
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
Okay, so there's a couple of things there. First of all, you don't have to kick them out the way, but you can walk through them Just don't. Excuse me, can I just get through, please? That kind of thing. Dogs understand body language and they understand dominant body language, but you don't have to be abusive. So just walking through and not, apologising for walking past the dog or disturbing it would be one good thing. The thing about the doorway thing, it's a nice control exercise to have, but it's not necessary for leadership to show. You don't have to let the dog. You don't have to go through the door first. It's like the dog walking in front of you.
Right.
All of my dogs walked in front of me, normally on a long line. To be honest, my bomb detection dog, the further in front of me he was, the better.
Yeah, I was going to say, where I live, I want them way far in advance.
Right.
That way, if a bear comes out, I get a chance to run.
And what about dogs stepping over the human?
Yeah, so stepping over you, like standing over you, sitting on you, sitting on your feet. These are all dominant things. They're kind of owning you. So, it's more of more of a dominance thing, where they'll come along and sit on your lap and it's like, right, you're mine. I mean, it's cute, but, you don't want to give the dog the wrong idea that they're in charge.
All right, 407-916-1041. Let's get some of these questions here. Hudson, how you doing? Thanks for waiting. You got a question for Daryl?
Oh, no, I have a testimonial. They do such an awesome job training. My brother and sister-in-law had him come over to train their dog, Monty, who was a Labradoodle mix. And he was so high energy, and he was always such a pain when you came in. He would just maul you. And after a couple sessions with Daryl, the dog was amazing. I saw him this weekend, and I couldn't believe the difference. And it was perfection training.
Thank you, Hudson. Actually, we switched the dog out for a new dog. It just looked like your old dog.
That's great. Thanks, Hudson. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you for that.
That's nice to say, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, I drive by your place in Winter Springs almost every day of my life, coming into or leaving and going home from work, and it looks amazing from the road. By the way, the course looks total pro. It's so good to see that there.
Well, we change it every week, and say next month, hopefully, fingers crossed. If not, the month after, we'll be starting in Oviedo with brand new equipment there as well.
Awesome. 407-916-1041. If you have a question for Daryl Payne from Paw Affection Dog Training regarding your dog's behavior, you can dang sure give us a call. He'll give you some free advice. Maria, how you doing, Maria? Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. I have a rescue. She's a Chiweenie, and she was 6 months old when I rescued her. I've had her about a year now. I have been trying everything to socialize her, and she is petrified of big dogs. Now, she's cool when we walk on a leash with them. She'll do that. But the moment we go into the house, she flips out, and she barks like ridiculous. And, I know a little bit about training, but I can't get her to knock it off. Any advice on that?
Knock it off.
You say she's okay on a leash outside, but when you go in the house, she flips out. Have you got big dogs in the house?
Dog.
Sorry.
With another dog. If I'm walking her outside with another dog to try to socialize her, when we come into the house, she goes in first. I walk in with the second dog. The moment I take them off the leashes, she acts like somebody's stabbing her. She's flipping out. So it's kind of, I don't know what to do for her.
Is she flipping out, trying to get away from this dog? Is she barking at this big dog?
Yeah, she's trying to get away from the dog and barking as she's going.
Right, okay. So the problem you have is that when you get into the house, she feels more either defensive. Without seeing it, it's difficult to say. So she's either being territorially defensive, or she feels more threatened because she now can't get away because she's in an enclosed space. So what I would do is have the big dog perhaps have that big dog go in first, have it behind a gate somewhere in one of the rooms or something, so she can see it, but it's not really right on top of her. Think of it, this giant dog bearing down on this little tiny Chiweenie. She's going to feel more threatened and defensive, and that's what it sounds like she's doing. So if you have the big dog in the same room, but effectively blocked off, so she doesn't feel so threatened.
Does she need to see the big dog like behind bars and like?
Yeah, she can still see. Yeah, she needs to see it. Yeah, and Look,
what I do is I put a baby gate up between my room and the front room, so that they're separated. And the crazy thing is they'll sit nose to nose and do nothing at the gate, but forget it if she's.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So what you can do? Have you tried having it on a leash with the big dog in the house?
No, I haven't done that.
Right, try that. So they're both on a leash. So effectively, you've moved location. She's not outside on the leash anymore, where she's fine. She's now inside. When they're both off a leash, maybe she thinks that the big dog has got more ability to
get
attack
to her. Yeah, right. Yeah, that
So
makes perfect
try
sense.
that. So when you sit down, they're both on a leash. Let them calm down. If it continues, give us a call and we'll come over and fix it.
That's what I was going to say. Is that something that you would work with?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's that'd be a pretty piece of cake thing, Maria. Just make sure that you listen at the end of the program. He'll tell you exactly how to get a hold of these guys and schedule an appointment.
Yeah, we got a couple of questions on the texting service, too, at 77031. Daryl, someone has a question. Why does their 15-week-old Labradoodle always bite focus on me instead of her toys? She's given me so many scars and ripped clothing. I understand teething, but I've tried everything I can think of.
Right, because you're more fun than the toys. Because toys don't squeal and squeak when you bite them. Generally, you move around more. You're just more fun than a ball or something like that. That's why they like humans. They like to bite the humans because we're just more fun. As toys, we're great toys. Yeah, we're squashy, noisy toys.
You should hear me squeal.
Oh yeah, I have.
To fix one, I'll tell you the thing you don't do to fix it, which they say in the books. When the puppy bites you, you give it a toy in order to distract it. Well, the problem with that is if there is no consequence to the behavior,
they think it's a reward.
They think it's a reward.
They think you're rewarding them for biting you.
Then they bite you to get the reward.
It makes sense. I would do the same thing.
It does, actually.
So if I bit you and then you gave me pizza,
yeah,
I would bite you a lot.
Yeah,
it would be very simple.
It's tempting. Thanks.
Yeah.
But so there has to be a correction when she bites you. A loud noise or something she doesn't like. Some people will clap. Some people, some people will go, ow!
I've
really
always
loud.
heard to yip like a puppy, like, yay!
Yeah. But sometimes that can work, but it can go the other way, and it makes you even more exciting.
Right, yeah.
So depending on the
and
dog.
the breed and the dog.
So if it continues, please do call us. Our puppy program, you get an in-home visit, and we actually do a second in-home visit when the dog becomes a teenager. 8 or 10 months old, because that's when behaviours change. They start to push the boundaries again. So, it is really easily fixable. Please call us.
All right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Robin, how you doing? You got a question for Daryl?
Yes. Hi, how you guys doing?
Hi, Robin.
I love you all so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and actually, when I was listening before, you said something about when the dog gets on your face or gets on your lap, you're trying to show dominance.
Yeah, if they're sitting on your, they sit on you, they're kind of owning you.
Okay, because mine, he's maybe a little over a year, but he had this weird obsession, like at night, he had to be like on my face. And I would push him off, and he would push against me. Easy. But he's not a bully breed. He's a very docile.
There's a different word for that breed.
It's actually called it's called active dominance, Robin. What he's doing, he's demanding attention from you. And when you try and push him away, he's like, "No, you can pay attention to me right there." Sometimes we think active dominance, we mistake it for cute behaviour. So if you're sitting watching,
you're hugging them, and you're like, "Oh, you want to hang out with me?"
Well, if you're watching TV and you've got a bag of chips and the dog comes over and barks at you, they're not saying, "Excuse me, can I have a chip?"
Oh no,
please?
that's rude behaviour.
Give me a chip.
Yeah, no,
it's the same when they paw at you or they put their head under your arm and lift it up to stroke them. It's a demand. Think of a child going, "Oi, give me a candy bar." You wouldn't do it, but that's exactly what the dog's doing. The dog's going, "Hey, pet me now and don't stop until I tell you."
Yeah, by the way,
it's like having a cat.
If my kid said "oi" before anything, they're getting it.
Exactly.
It's
That's
just
what
cool.
I was thinking. The same thing. Bullocks.
You could deport them to England.
So that's an interesting thing because my little dog does this a lot with my wife. She's so obsessed with my wife. When my wife lays down to go to sleep, she will literally crawl up on her chest and lay there. So what's the remedy for that? Hot sauce.
Yes.
It will just remove them. Actually, just push them off if you don't want them on there. There's a difference between cuddles. If you invite them up and they're laying on your chest, just sleeping with you, that's fine. There's a difference between that and the dominant behaviour where they come and plonk themselves on you, and it's like, no, I'm not getting off. So just remove them, just push them off,
That's
and
what
then
I do,
they get back on again. Hey, off.
Thanks, thanks, Robin. We appreciate your
Thank you, Robin.
Your question for sure. 407-916-1041. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no, another really. This is kind of a funny one, but I've had this situation before, and it's not easy. Someone had texted us 77031 about their wife wanting a lap dog, which they think was to fill the void after their last child grew up. But then, as it usually happens, her lap dog ends up liking the husband more, which then results in the stink eye. from the wife.
Yeah.
So how does he get his dog to hate him and love her more?
Yeah, he's not.
You cannot do that.
Yeah, he's not going to. And it would be interesting to know if the dog's a male or a female, because normally females will bond closer with males,
right,
and males with females. So my boxer did exactly that. She would come over and she would sit with me and look across at Penny as if to say, "I'm with my man and he's not yours."
It's off.
My little one does this, but she is. When I say she has imprinted on my wife, like I will push her away. My wife was trying to work last night, right? She had a bunch of deadlines she had to meet this morning, and she's really crushing it. Like 10:30 at night in bed doing, and my dog continually would try to sneak over and get in her little area, and I would push her away and push her away. Well, the one time she snuck over when I was doing something, and when she went up there and lay down, she turned her head around to say, now what?
Yeah.
Now what? Now what, player? What are you doing now, player? I'm here. What are you doing? What you got, dude?
The way to get her to like the wife more. I mean, she's not gonna hate the husband ever,
right?
But the way to
her in food.
Well, get the wife to be the one that perhaps plays with her, feeds her,
does
that
the
kind
snacks,
has more interaction with her,
and leave the dad for the disciplinarian.
That's right. 407-916-1041. Daryl will be here just for a few more minutes. I have a question here. Amanda, question for Daryl from Paw Affection Dog Training.
Yeah, I have a corgi who I've had since she was a tiny bean, and she is afraid of kids. And we're right across from an elementary school. We're right next to the kids' park. I mean, we try to just walk by, and she pulls on her leash trying to get home like it's the end of the world.
Well, they are kids.
That is the strangest thing. I've heard that a number of times. What is that? That's so weird.
Because they're loud.
They are. They're loud. They're unpredictable.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I hate them.
Yeah. They're nice when they grow up.
Are they?
Yeah, when they start earning money.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm waiting.
Kids, if a dog hasn't been socialized with kids, they can really present a threat to them. So,
and kids are aggro, right? Another thing with kids, because kids don't go in soft and go, they're going hot. Puppy, I want to pet it,
Yeah, they do. They go in. They're
in their face.
Yeah, there's nothing gentle about them. They grab them, depending on the age of the child. So, if they're a little older, they want to cuddle them all the time and hold them down. Toddlers want to grab their fur and their tails and poke them in the eyes. So unless a dog has actually been brought up with that and got used to it, which not many dogs have, to be honest, they do have a fear of them. The best thing I can suggest is to find kids in the neighborhood, so perhaps your neighbors or family kids that you can use, and just
slowly integrate.
Yeah, ones that aren't manic. And just have them just gently sit with her, but with no interaction initially. She's just with them, but they're not reaching out to them or anything else. And as she starts to build her confidence, then you can start to just gently they stroke and just get her used to them gently. There's no fast method of building her confidence. She has to learn to trust these tiny terrorists.
And Amanda, and Amanda, listen real quick. I want you to do this. Go to YouTube and look and seek for exactly what Daryl just said. There are tons of videos of people who deal with animals in shelters that are aggressive, that they still want to get homes for. And the number one thing they do is just enter the dog's area and sit down. They don't make eye contact. They don't do anything. They're just in the dog's space. And it could take days for the dog to finally react and start sniffing around or wondering what's going on or showing any interest. But you can literally watch it happen in real time if you do that. Thanks for your call, by the way. Appreciate it.
I got through the biggest bag of hot dogs you ever saw in your life meeting my police dog for the first time, because he was 10 months old and wanted to kill everybody. And I was sitting in his compound with him, just not looking at him, feeding hot dogs to him.
That's right. And then isn't it weird? In the videos that I've seen, Daryl, it's just the dog just all of a sudden, it took this kid 2 days of sitting in that cage for 4 to 6 hours a day, not doing anything. And then just that third day, the dog just kind of moseyed over and sat down beside him.
Food is the best way of gaining a dog's confidence. And that's what you could do with the children. Have them just, without staring at him, maybe just drop a treat for him. If he is treat motivated, drop a treat down there for him just to start building that confidence.
Very good. Let's take one more call before we get out of here. Cassie, how you doing, Cassie? Welcome to the program. Question for Daryl?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Hi, everybody.
Hello there, Kathy.
I have a dog named Honey, and my next Cooper's down.
The dog ate your phone? We get it.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cassie, try one more time. You're breaking up really bad. Try one more time.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm on the back road out here in Claremont now.
That's okay.
And so, okay, can you hear me a little better?
We can. Go ahead.
Okay, so Honey does not like my neighbor's new security system that whistles every time we go past. And we're talking, she literally just shakes to death before I even get her out the door now. And she loves her walk, but going past there, it's that whistle. I don't know what the heck to do.
Well, what you should do is immediately cook me some biscuits.
So, well, I think
Shame on you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Shame on
It
you,
just
Jimmy.
sounds like you know how to make really good biscuits. I'm just saying.
She probably does.
I think one of the best things you could do is arrange with your neighbour to record the sound of that whistling. Record it on your phone or whatever, and then play it very, very low in the house. Okay, just almost imperceptible, and then slowly make it louder. And just get the dog used to it. And while you have that whistle on, maybe give the dog a treat so she starts to associate the sound of that with getting something nice. It's obviously just freaked her out. Sometimes with dogs, one incident happens and it has really profound effects on them.
Yeah, just like us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thanks.
So just do that.
Yeah. Thanks, Cassie. We appreciate it. Give that a shot for sure, and maybe it'll give you some relief there.
I'm with you, Jim. Definitely had biscuit vibes.
Yeah, man. She sounded so sweet. I was like, man, I bet they're absolutely delicious.
It was like a nice, heartwarming poem called
But
us.
the funny thing is when you dish out this advice, it's when you say it, I'm like, oh yeah, that seems like it would work perfectly. It seems so logical, but because I think most people just don't want to harm their dog or don't want to do anything to make it worse, so they don't try anything. You just learn how to. They actually wind up morphing their lives around what the dog needs, so that the dog is as happy as possible.
They avoid anything like that, and it's either that they're frightened to try something, or they take too much advice from the internet and from books and that kind of stuff, and they try too many things that don't work, or they don't try them for long enough so they wouldn't work. They get confused, then the dog gets confused, and then they give up. But dog training is problem solving. That's all it is. It's problem solving and common sense, with an understanding of how dogs think and what they need,
and patience.
Yeah, and that's what we do. That's why we train the humans first and the dogs second.
Speaking of that, tell everybody how they can find you guys.
They can go on the website. It's perfectiondogtraining.com. You can give us a call if you need help. It's 407-456-1066. And there's the Facebook page. I would go on the members page. It's Perfection Dog Training USA members page. And you can get us on any of those.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Love dogs.
Great job today, buddy, as always.
And
Very good meeting you.
As always, if you've Animal House is brought to you by Clausman Law. So if you've been in a car, truck, or a motorcycle accident, here's a couple of reasons why you need to call Glenn at Clausman Law. One, he never passes you over to a caseworker, but will personally handle your case, so much so that he'll give you his personal cell phone number and then pick it up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why he's voted a super lawyer and legal elite year after year. He's an animal lover and a true friend of the show. So again, if you've been in an accident, give him a call at 407-917-1718 or check him out online at clausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with our buddy Chase Padgett right after this.
My brother.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro. Today, a Fox 35 Storm Alert Day, as we are monitoring the chance for showers and thunderstorms to develop. We've already been seeing showers along our East Coast this morning. That trend will continue a little bit later today. Forecast highs will be reaching the low 80s from coast to coast across Central Florida. Do make sure you have your rain gear handy. Good news is we'll be drying out just in time for your Memorial Day holiday weekend. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Make quick and easy family meals with the tastiest flavors of Florida. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. and find delicious, refreshing recipes for what's in season at followfreshfromflorida.com.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex is a top 10 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner year after year, and there's a reason why. It's the only place you can experience the excitement of thundering rocket launches up close and see the spacecraft that are blazing the trail for tomorrow's discoveries. We love the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, just like you will. Everything is awesome. You get to see the spacecraft that you see on television. They're right there live, and you can take advantage of this new 2-day ticket offer. Check it out. Costing less than $45 per day, but even offering maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's the Kennedy Space Center Complex. Go check them out. Get your tickets at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
Circle K Fuel Day is back?
Yup, on Thursday, May 25th from 4 to 7 p.m., Circle K is dropping the price of fuel by 40 cents per gallon.
Say what?
That's right. From 4 to 7 p.m., the price on the pump will reflect your discount of 40 cents per gallon.
Oh, yeah.
That's Thursday, May 25th, 4 to 7 p.m., only at Circle K. Up to 40 cents off per gallon in certain states in accordance with applicable law. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
Circle K Fuel Day, woohoo!
It's Jeep 4x4 season. Make your next adventure epic and hurry in now for great deals. Now, while qualified returning FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 24 months with $2,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution on lease through Ally Financial. Current lease must end by 6/3/24. Extra charge for miles over 20,000. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 5/31/23. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Did you guys know the average person eats 9 spiders whenever I cook for them?
From his multiple Netflix comedy specials, Anthony Jeselnik brings his new stand-up tour, Bones and All, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa. Don't miss Anthony Jeselnik, live on November 19th. Tickets are on sale now at hardrocktampa.com and anthonyjeselnik.com. Seminole Hard Rock, Tampa.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAM's Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Apixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Orlando Science Center explores the science behind where dogs came from, how they experience the world, and what makes our bond with them so special. In Dogs, A Science Tale, hands-on exhibits will let you see, hear, and smell the world just like dogs do. Get tickets at osc.org.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Calling all true crime podcast fans. Tune into Freeway Phantom and join a new investigation into the 50-year-old unsolved murders of 6 young black girls in Washington, D.C. Explore startling new evidence that could crack these cold cases wide open. and bring as many questions as they do answers.
We still care, and it still hurts. We just want to know what happened.
Listen to Freeway Phantom on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at the Apopka Amphitheater.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Got a question right here at the top of the texting service. How can I get the information for the dog training? It's Pawfection, P-A-W Fection. Find them on Facebook and contact them through there. Of course, you can find them online as well. Daryl and Penny have been doing this for many, many years and are considered the top dog trainers in Central Florida. The recommendations and the reviews speak for themselves. And you heard the testimony when we first opened this segment. They're just really, really good at what they do. He's been working with dogs professionally his entire career, and he can pour that experience onto you and get your animal in the right position so that you can enjoy every single minute. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Careful with that animal in the right position.
Jack is here as well, along with Ross.
Oh, yeah.
You guys give it up for our good friend, the multi-talented, wide-smiling, skateboard riding. Nix that one. Guitar playing.
Okay.
Joke writing.
Sure.
Mr. Chase Padgett.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
CP in the house. What's going on?
How's it going?
It's so funny. You and I have the most bizarre relationship.
Yeah.
We like each other a lot, and we see each other very little.
3 times a year, tops. Tops.
Yeah. We always have great conversations about music.
Every time.
But it is bizarre. I'm glad to see you back in town, brother.
Yeah, man. It's good to be back doing shows locally. Yeah.
The Nashville Hurricane is in town.
That's right. Nashville Hurricane playing over at the Orlando Fringe. I actually have had a couple of Real Radio listeners stop me in the halls in between shows and say that they listen to the show, they love the show, and I hear you on there sometimes. I mean, your brother's on there too, but I hear you on that thing, and I came out because I knew that you were the thing from the show, and it's been a real blessing.
Of course, people who have been in the Fringe, I mean, Chase is not even allowed to compete in the best of anymore. He's really kind of put you on the Rushmore of the Fringe. What would you say, Ross? How would you explain Chase's position with the Fringe?
Yeah, tell your brother how great he is.
Yeah,
he's
take your time.
He's got a good show.
Big words.
Slowly.
That's about it. He's got a really damn good show.
Okay,
and and that's the beautiful thing about Fringe festivals is that, and just like everything else, the cream rises. If you have a good show, people are going to go see it because word of mouth is the best form of advertising, and everybody, all of your audience members are talking to themselves.
Yeah. And you've bludgeoned the award ceremonies with 6 guitars for years.
And with Nashville Hurricane, too. So this show, it's not a premiere. I've been doing it for a long time, 10 years now, and I've done it at the Orlando Fringe before. I haven't done it here in 5 years. So I had weirdly a lot of people when I was doing a different show last year specifically ask for this show again. So I thought, all right, fine. But you're right. It's actually won tons of awards. It's won a patron's pick. It's won, best actor, best solo show.
So 6 guitars is 6 personalities, 6 different guitar styles, country rock, flamenco, blues,
jazz,
right? You have that, and a personality to match, the stereotypical personality to match each of those styles, which I think is perfect. So did you write 6 guitars before Hurricane?
Yeah. So 6 guitars happened as sort of a personal dare. I was working with my good friend Jay Hopkins, and he and I developed the show together back in 2010. And then I really had a good time, and I was inspired by seeing these other acts on the Fringe doing solo storytelling stuff. So I wanted to bring more of a cohesive narrative to another sort of guitar-based show where I'm playing multiple characters. And that's kind of where Nashville Hurricane started. And I really sort of delved deep into certain aspects of my own life. The show is actually mostly storytelling. There's only 4 songs in the entire thing, but I'm going to tell you this much. Each one of those songs is a showstopper. It is harder than anything in 6 guitars.
Really? You mean playing style, the song itself?
Yeah. So the musicianship of this show was really based on, I think, my favorite guitar player of all time, Tommy Emmanuel.
Yeah, a monster from Australia.
Incredible.
He's a monster. There is no way to explain No way possible to explain Tommy Emmanuel.
He's a force of nature. And that sort of force of nature is why I bring the word hurricane into the title. So the playing is very inspired by that. I closed the show with a finger-picked Devil Went Down to Georgia. And it is my interpretation of what Tommy would do if he did his arrangement of that, as well as the other songs.
You also do percussion on that as well?
A little bit,
yeah. That's cool, right?
Yeah. So
spoiler alert, by the way.
a little bit, yeah. And also Tyrone, who's the blues character from Six Guitars, is also in this show. And I think, all the guitar playing, that's, to the very best of my ability aside, honestly, it's probably the best song of the show is not even done by the, quote, Nashville Hurricane character. It's done by him about 2/3 the way through.
Wow. Man, it's so cool. 407-916-1041. We got to take a little break. We had a short segment. I want to let everybody know you're here.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and talk more about the show, your relationship with Ross coming through, what you have coming up next, where you're going to be in a couple months because you're never here.
Yeah, very true.
I'm like, Ross, Chase home? Yeah. Next day, Ross, how's Chase? I don't know. He's in Canada. He's like,
elsewhere. I was just in Italy, actually.
It just seems that's the case. All right, back with more of Chase Padgett right after this.
It's back. OrlandoFringe.org, 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 OrlandoFringe.org. Did we mention OrlandoFringe.org?
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still seeing heavy traffic on I-4 westbound this afternoon between Sand Lake and Central Florida Parkway and between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Make sure you're driving with extra caution this afternoon as heavy rain showers are in the forecast for the remainder of the day. Delays continuing as you travel through downtown and up and down the Turnpike. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Hey man, Tools Ace Hardware has all the best brands in grilling and outdoor cooking. You know it, but I say these names. They are synonymous with quality. Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon grills, and even Uni pizza ovens. And when it comes to Traeger, they have that new Flat Rock griddle now in stock at most Tools Ace Hardware locations. Not to mention the Traeger Flat Rock griddle, fueled with propane, will open up an entire new world. Grilling, frying, steaming, sauteing, delivering that beautiful innovation and premium quality Traeger is known for worldwide. Not to mention previous model Traeger Timberline pellet grills, now $700 off while supplies last. Take advantage of that now. All you have to do is simply visit one of their 12 Central Florida locations or just shop online. AceHardware.com. That way you can get free assembly and local delivery on grills $3.99 and up. It's Tools Ace, and they are the backyard place.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeart Radio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
Welcome to IKEA. Enjoying the spring weather?
Yeah, maybe too much. I got really excited and invited my entire office over for a barbecue.
Oh, well, our Get Ready for Summer sale has offers going on now through 5/29 on outdoor essentials, summer dining, indoor furniture, and more. You'll be barbecue ready without breaking the bank.
I think you just earned yourself an invite.
Nice. Visit IKEA-USA.com/getreadyforsummer to do summer your way. Offer valid now through 5/29, U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Summer at Racetrack. The sun's out and savings are in. We've got the deals to keep you deal-lighted all summer long. Stop in and buy any 20-ounce bottle of soda and sip on another for only $1. But the party doesn't stop there. Snag one slice of pizza and get another for only $1. More soda and more pizza. Saving money never tasted so good. Now that's how you make summer deal-lightful. Racetrack. Whatever gets you going. Restrictions apply. Limited time only while supplies last. See store for details.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Life is great when you get a VA home loan with Navy Federal Credit Union, like having expert guidance through the home buying process kind of great. With other lenders, life is okay, like figuring it out for yourself okay.
What do ARM, DTI, and PMI mean?
I don't know, too many acronyms.
Luckily, when you're a member, life is better, like getting expert guidance from a top VA home loan lender kind of better. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Any size iced coffee is only $1.29 at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards. But it's not just iced coffee. It's sacred. It's the crunch of the ice as it tumbles into your cup. It's that blissful moment when you take your first sip. Your daily ritual, a form of self-care even. It's your soul in a cup. Some say you can't put a price on a love like that. But we did! It's $1.29 any size iced coffee at 7-Eleven with 7 rewards.
Offer good through 6/27/23 plus tax. See app for details. Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Considering buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond? IDC owner Keith LeClaire says, be careful. These machine-made diamonds are being mass-produced, and the value appears to be dropping fast.
If they can create 130 carats per machine per day, and you've got 5,000 people that are growing at that level, do you know how much is already stockpiled? You're talking about millions of carats. Now you're talking about a product that was $5,000 just 3 years ago is now down to almost zero.
So when trying to choose between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond, proceed with caution.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Before you propose, come to International Diamond Center and get the facts about diamonds from our non-commissioned experts. Learn how diamonds are priced and graded on the world market and educate yourself on the latest trend of lab-grown diamonds.
I want people to know that IDC is about protecting them.
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations, and always at shopidc.com.
Do you know the sound Dunkin' Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Dunkin' Refreshers, iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here, along with our good friend Chase Padgett, who will be playing at the Orlando Fringe. Find out all those. We'll tell you his shows for sure, but if you want to find any of the shows, orlandofringe.org. You'll get the not only the venues, but the show times and ticket availabilities as well.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm just
No, I'm talking to your brother.
Oh.
That was me squirming that my brother was texting on the radio program.
No, he's fine. He was taking care of something
Just
right before.
wrapping up.
But you just told me you just got back from Italy.
Yeah, I had my 40th birthday in
Oh, happy
Italy.
birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much. And it was incredible. What
Magical,
a
huh?
Proud and rich and ancient culture. And because our country is, relatively speaking, still pretty new, I mean, it's hundreds of years versus thousands.
Yeah, we got hair, but not a lot.
Yeah. Totally.
With peach fuzz.
Totally. But Italy, full-grown Italian beard, my man.
Yeah.
And I loved how every city that I went to had its own sort of cultural identity and thing that they were known for. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
That's weird because I hear hot and cold. There are certain cities, Milan and the one starts with an F. I'm sorry, I can't. Florence, right? I always forget that one for some reason. But people don't say they like they don't like Venice. I've heard it stinks. I heard people are
I loved
rude. The
Venice.
food is overpriced, things like that. And I've heard Rome is also very crowded and hard to kind of move around and maybe not so intimate like you imagine. We were told about how romantic and personal Italy is going to be when you go there.
I could see how that would be the case and maybe other times a year, but because we went for the first 2 weeks of May, we had this perfect blend of great weather for the most part, and it wasn't that crowded yet. It wasn't like full-blown summer vacation time yet. And it was awesome. Like Venice did not smell. I've heard that before too about the canals and what. Nope, not a problem whatsoever. No flooding. Food was great.
Great, that's awesome.
Florence was, I think, so romantic, majestic.
That's the one I hear that's the best.
The one thing I will say about Florence, though, if you're going to be there, my girlfriend, she got this incredible Airbnb with like a 360 panorama view of the entire city.
Oh, damn.
Like there's the Duomo and there's the mountains in the background. It's beautiful. Tuscany everywhere. And I was just like, oh, the weather's so great. Let's just sleep with the windows open. You know what they got too? Mosquitoes.
Hey, I'm going to bite your ass.
Up.
Oh, really?
Give me the sweet American.
They just call them the mosquito.
The mosquitoes.
I got to ask you, do you take your guitar with you?
I didn't. I will say this, though. Oh, my gosh.
Do you not have a little travel guitar? I figured you would.
I thought about it. But this was, I wanted to just have like,
but to play your girlfriend on a...
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We did have a moment like that in Rome because whenever I travel, I do like to go to like guitar shops that are a little fancy. And I did some research, and we had like a local say like, oh, you want to go to this place. It's called Music Play. It's in Rome. I sat down and I got to play not only a brand of guitar I've always wanted to play, but doesn't really exist so much in the States. It was the Tommy Emmanuel model of the Maton brand. So Maton makes a guitar. It's an Australian-based guitar company, real like mom and pop company, 80 employees tops. And they make his guitar. So the guy that Nashville Hurricanes music is based off of, I just got to play his model of guitar in Italy. And it was used. It was a song of a deal. And I was like, I can't.
What's a song of a deal on a guitar like that?
1,900 euros. So like
$2,000, 2,100, something.
2,100 ish, 2,200.
Chase, how many guitars you own?
Don't worry about it.
That's funny. I didn't think you were that guy. I only thought you had like maybe 2 or 3. How many do you actually have?
He's a luthier.
And I got to tell you, I am worrying about it.
Okay.
I will worry about it, my friend.
How many guitars would be an alarming number to you? Ask yourself that question and just determine that
you
number.
Carry the 4 divided by pi.
Yeah.
I think if one person had more than maybe 25 guitars.
Oh my.
Okay.
That would be.
I am under your ceiling of concern.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Over 10?
Look, it's not a deal.
It's impossible to explain guitar people, by the way.
It is. Well,
it's like watch or sneaker people. There's no reason for you to have
level to this too. So I have, I think 11. Here's one of the reasons why. Okay. 2 of them I physically made.
Right. Yeah.
And I can't, I'm never going to get rid of those because I physically cut them and shaped them with rasps. Another, I don't even play anymore, but it's the last thing my dad gave me before he passed away.
Oh man, come on.
I know.
A hug.
Come on.
Very much so. And and then some of them I do use for different shows. So a lot of my shows have a very specific tool, like the one last year needed a baritone guitar. I didn't own a baritone, so that was the sound of the show. Bought one.
Got it.
And the Nashville Hurricane guitar is an acoustic guitar, but it's got bells and whistles, blah blah blah. So 10 or 11, and they kind of come and go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. What percentage of the Fringe acts are based around music?
Ooh, that's a really good question. It also depends on like how you would define based on music, like backing tracks and stuff.
Well, no, I mean stuff like what you do. I mean,
like live music.
Yeah, well, I mean, even just original. I mean, it doesn't have original music that the artist is there to do, or it's part of their act.
I'd say
small
20%.
Oh, really?
That's generous.
That's not bad though. I mean, that's 1 out of 5 shows or so.
I'd say 10 to 20. Like my good buddy Paul Strickland, he is a really, really good guitar player and amazing storyteller, and he has this whole like trailer park storytelling world that he's built with a good fan base for the last decade now. He is heavily focused on music, but also storytelling, and they sort of augment the both. But most people who bring music into a Fringe Festival environment, they're using it to augment like their another skill.
Right,
and it's
right,
sort
right.
of just kind of there.
Like Dimitri Martin does that sometimes where he finger picks like a classical guitar while he does
Yeah.
stand-up.
Yeah.
But he plays a number of things. Guitar just happens to be one of them. He's done it with a glockenspiel. He's done it with a keyboard.
But I would call that primarily a comedy act with a musical underbed.
Like a prop
But
almost.
I wouldn't say a prop, but I can see what you're talking about. But I would say though, in that vein, like less than 20%.
Yeah.
Most of it though is extremely diverse. Like most everything is less than 20%.
Wow.
You know, like there's storytelling shows. Field Zoology 101 is a stand-up comedy show from just a single character's perspective in a lecture, and it's hilarious.
That's what we're going to see this week for sure. My wife and I are going
Do
to
not
see
miss it.
one show tomorrow night, maybe two tomorrow night because we're having dinner as well. But this weekend, I'm going to go check out a show and hoping to see that one. Matter of fact, buying the tickets tonight.
You should.
Speaking of shows and tickets, let's talk about yours. Nashville
Yeah.
Hurricane in town. Are you playing tonight?
I am 9:40 tonight. And then I got Friday at 6:30, and then Saturday at 3:45.
What venue?
It's at the Silver Venue, which is the Orlando Rep. For my money, it's my favorite one. It's 300 seats, so it accommodates kind of the larger crowds I tend to draw over the years. And it sounds great. The lighting this year is really strong in that
Superb,
venue.
huh?
Yeah. It's a great experience. It's both intimate and professional, and that's a hard needle to thread sometimes.
Yeah. When we mentioned the show yesterday that you were going to be on today, Deb can attest to this. We immediately had somebody text and say that they've already seen your show 3 times.
Yeah.
And you said that's actually not that uncommon for you to ask the audience how many people have already seen this show, and it's a large portion.
Yeah, so oftentimes I'll come out a little early before the show starts, do my own little banter and like pre-show music, and I'll ask the crowd, hey, by round of applause, how many people have seen the show before? And half of the room erupts into applause,
Wow,
like
that's great.
literally half. And it's because I've been doing it a long time, but it's because people kind of know that when they come see this thing, they're going to have a great time.
I'm going to ask you something, man. Yeah, I got to tell you, over the years, we've interviewed entertainers of all ilks. I mean, from stand-ups to musicians or whatever. And the thing that I find fascinating about this, and Ross deals with this because he's a stand-up comedian. How do you get yourself fired up to play the same show all the time? I remember asking somebody, like, look, I understand the fame, the fortune, getting out on stage, thousands of people chanting your name, that whole thing. But after a while, that has to almost kind of become mute, and it becomes just a rote thing where you go out there, minute 3 is where I should be here, minute 4.5 I should be here. How do you
Fight autopilot?
How do you deal with that and keep it so that every single audience believes that performance you just gave was your favorite?
There's a couple of answers to that. One, the easiest way to fight autopilot and stay present. And
there's an actual term for it?
Oh, a lot of performers. You'll hear theme park performers describe autopilot too, where
hey,
the show
welcome
begins,
to yeah, right.
and then you blank out, and then you wake up as if you just committed a murder, but instead you did your 17,000th performance of a 20-minute show. So in my shows with the solo stuff, I do have moments of engineered spontaneity. So like I'll have a little bit of crowd work and I don't necessarily know what they're going to say. I might have like ways out, but it'll surprise me.
It allows you to react to it.
Exactly. So that allows me to stay fresh.
Awesome.
And lets them really see like, oh, this is a moment we're discovering together.
Right.
Particularly if you do that up top, really, really fun.
Now, Ross, when you do it, but do you do that by maybe switching around the order of jokes or something like that? I mean, did you ever deal with this autopilot thing?
Yeah, no, I have some really, some old material that, in a pinch I'll still use. And I think there's a bunch of tricks. For me personally, whenever I'm doing stand-up comedy and it's going well, it's a bullet point and then a scenic route and then another bullet point and then another scenic route. And on those scenic routes, I'm going to trust myself as a performer and have fun and maybe riff a little bit in between those bullet points. And then the last bullet point is your punchline.
That's it. Boom.
Yeah. I also say this too, the more sensitive you are to the very small nuances of a crowd's reaction, the more present you will be with your delivery of it. So like every show, it's almost like the suit, like you're a tailor and you're tailoring a suit to your audience. Your material is literally the material that you're tailoring to them.
Yeah.
And their little laughter, their little gasps and chuckles and what have you.
How dare he say
those
that?
will vary. which might seem momentary or small, but like they really, really matter. And it's the difference between, a shirt that fits okay and a shirt that was tailored to you.
Perfect for my big fat arms and my short little stubby.
I saw Chase's show over the weekend,
okay.
and it's fantastic. Go see it if you can. It's amazing. He's an amazing talent, and to his point on the crowd work, he talks to some people in the beginning, but then there's a callback later, and it's so seamlessly. It's looked like it was written for it because it is so well done.
Thank you.
I do have a question for you based on this show that I saw over the weekend and your last show last year, which was Lucky Break, and it's an hour of you lines hitting marks, hitting points. Do you ever have trouble remembering it?
Yeah.
And,
Do you really? After all those times?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There are times where, like, I've
It's
done
not like
the
I
show.
ever forget the beginning of this show.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're a stone cold professional.
Thank you, buddy.
So, here's the little cheat sheet that I have to this. So every character I have has a color look to the lighting behind me, and I've done this show hundreds of times, but the last time I did it was 9 months ago.
Yeah, wow.
So
Really?
like, even if you rehearse it, you're like, hold up, which character's coming next? And there literally are times, and you were probably there for one of them.
Yeah.
Where I had to go, and I have to look very discreetly behind me.
Right.
Oh, yellow. I'm the mom now.
yeah. So, and that's one other thing about this show. I know there's 3 left, 9:40 tonight and Friday, Saturday. If you're going to check it, OrlandoFringe.org.
Or NashvilleHurricane.com. That'll take you right to it.
Fantastic, and the changes. It's so fun to watch because he mentioned there's 4 songs, but there are so many more changes as he's metamorphosizing into another character. It's fun to watch as you physically change and adopt that character. It's just such a great show.
That was actually my favorite part of Six Guitars is watching your body language. Look, we have literally 30 seconds, but I have to ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you writing another show right now?
I'm actually writing a new Christmas show. It's going to be running for 2 weeks at the Orlando Shakes as a part of their cabaret, seasonal cabaret thing. It's called A 6-String Christmas. And it's just going to be probably no characters. It'll just be me playing guitar, mostly music, and then bantering with the crowd and talking about like what Christmas kind of means to us individually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, go out and see Chase this weekend. Again, OrlandoFringe.org or NashvilleHurricane.com.
Yeah.
You can find out all the ticket information, the venue information, when the shows are going to be tonight for sure. You can go see him right there. Chase, as always, buddy, we love seeing you. Great job, and wish you great success, man.
Thank
Good
you
job.
so much.
All right, 407-916-1041. Scott Maxwell up next.
Winning Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing heavy traffic on I-4 westbound this afternoon between Sand Lake and Central Florida Parkway and between the Greenway and Osceola Polk Line Road. Make sure you're driving with extra caution this afternoon as heavy rain showers are in the forecast for the remainder of the day. Delays continuing as you travel through downtown and up and down the Turnpike. If you see traffic problems, call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Tri-County Metals.
Get great looks, durability, and energy efficiency in your next roof at Tri-County Metals. Need financing? No problem. Tri-County Metals offers great financing options as well. Learn more at TriCountyMetals.com. Next day delivery is available. TriCountyMetals.com.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day going up now on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. We want to hear what you have to say, and then we'll talk about it at the end of the program. Brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. That is Brad Siebert and the team at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Mortgage lenders. This is what they do. When you are ready to buy your next home, or maybe refinance a home you live, WeAreNotTheBanks.com is the website. because they have loans for all types of buyers. Good credit, even bumps in your credit, they can still work with you. And they have all types of loans, VA loans, conventional loans, even jumbo loans of all sizes, and no income documentation loans as well. I use wearenotthebanks.com for my refi. It was fast, easy, got a great rate, knew everything I needed every step of the way, thanks to Brad. For all your mortgage needs, again, the website, one more time, wearenotthebanks.com. And MLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Mills Air, in business since 1992 here in Central Florida. That's over 30 years. They are not going anywhere. Carrier, factory, authorized dealers always turn to the experts. As part of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 on new AC units. And as we head into summer, now is certainly the time to replace your old unit. And with these special discounts, you need to reach out to Mills Air at millsair.com. That's millsair.com. Offer good while supplies last.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with WESH 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today. With Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Tonight, Chicago Wednesdays on red alert with heart-stopping season finales.
Ooh, talk to me.
First on Med, Dayton surgery will be threatened by alarming news.
Wait, what?
Then on Fire, Brett receives a life-changing call.
Oh, life-changing.
Then on PD, Ruzik faces a decision that could cost him everything.
Wait, I need answers.
No spoilers.
Just give me a hint.
Fine. Watch the season finales of Med, Fire, and PD. Chicago Wednesday, tonight on NBC.
That's not a hint.
I know.
Starting at 8 on WESH 2, followed by WESH 2 News at 11.
Maxwell, he was scratching and losing some hair. My vet, she says, oh, he must be allergic to chicken. Another vet said, eat the grain. Third vet said, it's the weather. Then somebody said, DINOVITE.com. It took 2 weeks, and the dog stopped itching, the hair stopped falling out. The Dinovite is a big part of Maxwell's diet.
You get some Dinovite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeart Radio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be joining Ryan Seacrest for a VIP experience at our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
This hour of programming brought to you in part by FAS Windows and Doors.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here. Jack is here. Ross and Chase are here as well. They're out grabbing a little something to drink. Every single Wednesday at 5:20, we invite our good friend Scott Maxwell to drop by. He works for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read his stuff Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And, of course, always follow him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. Good up, Mr. Scott Maxwell.
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
He was clapping for himself, and then he stopped.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Big Dog, what's going on?
I'm glad to hear Chase is there.
Yeah.
I told Ross, I didn't tell Ross this part. Not only did I buy tickets to Chase's show, I intentionally made the decision to make Chase's show be the last Fringe show I see of the entire Fringe, because it's always weird and wild and a lot of fun stuff, but I didn't want my final show to be somebody playing Yankee Doodle Dandy on their nose hairs, a one-man act. I wanted something solid, and I knew that Chase would bring it home. So my wife and I and some friends, that is the final show. We will cap off and then go to dinner after Chase.
Oh, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate that.
We're doing the exact. Well, we're going to try to see him this weekend for sure. We're going tomorrow night, going to do dinner beforehand, and then hit some later shows. So it's always a good time. Scott, how's it going, buddy?
We're hanging in there. I have to tell you, the column I wrote today is about body cameras and how I think they're just pretty well, they are standard in Florida for cops. And what I found interesting, except for a few departments that don't have them, which is what I was writing about, I found it interesting. Yesterday, I had just turned in my column. I had just published it online when I got in the car, and I hear you talking about the dog grooming.
Yeah.
And what happens when all of a sudden video that should be there is not available.
Yeah. It's very frustrating.
And I don't want you to have to litigate all of that all over again. But I found myself thinking about, if you are that frustrated with not having video that good and darn well should be there for a dog groomer, imagine what juries start to think when they're asked to judge whether a cop shooting was legit, and the answer is, oh, you know what, we didn't quite get the cameras on those officers in time.
Now, this is specifically about Osceola County?
It is Osceola County. There was that shooting, it's been about a year ago. It was at a Target Plaza. The call was for shoplifting. I think it was about $46 worth of pizza and trading cards. The officers say that the guy who was the suspect, a 20-year-old, tried to ram them. And if that is the case, an officer is well within their right to open fire and defend themselves. But what is very frustrating is that prosecutors have absolutely no body camera footage to go on, because Osceola is one of the only departments, small or big, by the way. I'm talking Eatonville, Winter Park, Maitland's got them now. One of the only departments that still does not have cameras on like 40% of their officers. Still doesn't have body cameras on virtually all of their officers that are in middle and elementary schools. And the sheriff's been saying the same thing. We'll get to him. He says he's going to get to him now, but it doesn't build public trust. And I'm telling you, cops lose cases. Juries expect that by now.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And you say we'll get around to it. I mean, is this a budget issue?
No, it's, how much a body cam, any kind of camera is. Everybody in the world's got them. Yeah. You can put up a teddy bear for a nanny cam.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah, but they're a few $100. Yeah. They really are. They're a few $100. They're standard. And they're also, I can't remember the exact number, like the cost to outfit a deputy or an officer is something like $100,000 when you get from every weapon to every piece of, body armor to everything else. This is a rounding error. No department has said that it was a financial, maybe when flip phones were around, it was a problem, but virtually every department has them, and every chief and every sheriff I've talked to has ultimately said they have been a hell of a good thing for us to have.
Yeah, I got Scott, real quick. I don't mean to interject, but I would think, and I think this goes back to your column. I would think, man, if I ran a police department, this is just me saying this. Again, I don't know what the reason is, whatever, but it's really evident that the other police departments maybe feel this way as well, that I would want my officers to be vindicated. Like I would want to know that my officers made the right move, and it would vindicate them, to show that they were doing the right thing. I would think that would be just as valuable to the department as anything.
Absolutely. Half the time, the chief of Windermere one time told me that virtually all of their complaints against cops disappeared as soon as they said, okay, well, Mr. Smith, I know you said when we pulled you over in your Ferrari, our officer was rude to you. Just so you know, we've got that on body camera. Would you like to proceed with that complaint? And no, I think I'm going to leave that alone.
Yeah, no player. I'm good. I'll just do this burnout and hold on its own.
all that. Chitwood, who's, he's a pretty ballin' guy up in Volusia County. He said that when he got body cameras, he thought his aggressive cops might freak out and not want him. He said his aggressive cops loved it. He said that they were aggressive, but they were following by the books. The ones who didn't like it, and this is Chitwood's words, were the bums. The bums were his words, and some of them quit. Yeah. And you know what? If you don't want to be filmed when you're handling a life or death situation, I think most people are going to be okay with that.
Now, Scott, if I remember right, one of the big arguments against this at one point, I want to say it was maybe for Orlando, City of Orlando, was storage space and how much that costs to store the information, because it's a lot of information. And I would always remember, like, I know they're not on all the time. They activate when you get out of the vehicle or something. Isn't there an activation time for it?
There usually is, and there are lots of different methods. Some people, I think some departments have to say they should be on during an entire shift. Sometimes other departments have to officers activate them when they're about to engage. And that can be flawed if an officer forgets or genuinely forgets to do so. But yes, but as technology has advanced, I mean, the storage thing, it was an issue to begin with. But even like in the most bloated estimates in the early stages, it was a rounding error in a department's budget. And when you talk about when they come on, that's another interesting thing I've heard from chiefs. They say that when they walk up to a rowdy scene and they're officers, some of these things have a light, or they'll tell a crowd, you are now being recorded. They say crap settles right down.
Really?
Once the bottom line is everybody acts better. I mean, we all know this. If you're on camera, you act better, whether you're a suspect or maybe if you're a law enforcement guy. So it's just we're now a year after this. Prosecutors don't have anything on Osceola, and we've seen those videos of officers fighting with kids in schools, and sometimes those kids act like real heathens.
Oh, douchebags.
And sometimes parents have complaints. Wouldn't you want to have evidence of exactly what went down in a middle school? And based on the numbers I got yesterday in Osceola, they have them in none.
Wow.
They have them in high schools and not in the rest. And the sheriff says he's going to get on it, but they've been saying that for like 8 years.
Well, let me ask you this. That's interesting. I mean, doesn't the city commission or who manages the sheriff? I mean, I would think, this is just me, that if I was running a courtroom in Osceola County and I continually am losing cases that cost money to bring up there in front of me, and case after case I'm trying to prosecute and I've got no information, and you keep losing, I would think there would be some pressure internally to make this happen within the government, within the department, within the city commission, the mayor's office. I don't know what you got to do, but who could put pressure on this guy to make this happen?
Who watches the watchmen?
No one. Well, sheriffs are independently elected folks, but they are funded by county commissioners. And so in that case, I think you could make an argument, especially if they have if they're losing lawsuits, like police excessive force lawsuits, they could press the pressure. I haven't seen that pressure in Osceola County, but they could do that.
But also,
when you talk about losing cases, I want to just give you one example. This isn't exactly the same thing, but it's a high profile case that I think a lot of people forget about. You remember when the Pulse widow was being tried by the feds? What was his name? Omar Mateen, the guy who shot up the Pulse night.
Yes.
The whole thing was allegedly that his widow knew what he was doing and that she confessed. Well, there are a lot of people, myself including, and Belvin Perry, the former chief judge, who have long said that interrogations should be recorded. They should absolutely be recorded. The feds said that Omar Mateen's widow confessed to them. They said that she said, I knew what he was doing, and I'm therefore somewhat responsible for the shooting. She said, no, I didn't. They're just making that up. Now, you kind of figure there's not really a meeting of the minds between those two things. One side's telling the truth and one side not. The jury did not convict her. And the jury, when they were interviewed afterwards, said, we are living in whatever the year was, 2021. My kid has a flip phone.
Right, yeah.
You're interviewing somebody who slaughtered, 50 people in Orlando, and you don't turn on a camera to get that evidence. People are suspicious.
My fridge has a TV.
Right.
So I don't know what you're supposed to. My fridge has a TV. You can't get that to work.
So I just think the time for excuses is way past on that front.
That's interesting. How many other counties in Florida do this? Do you know, is Osceola one of the few?
They're the only.
They're the only county in Florida.
I don't go as far as Polk, but in the area we cover, Volusia, Seminole, Orange, Lake. Even Lake was the last to drag along. The last places to come along were Winter Park, where I think they like to pretend they didn't have crime for a while, and Maitland and Eatonville, which
they don't want any evidence of crime.
No, they didn't want any evidence.
We're going to ignore it. We'll just shove you over there into Orange County and let you do your thing.
Yeah, and Eatonville, whose police department was legitimately, their budget was probably $1.98.
Yeah, right.
But ultimately everybody else came along that I'm aware of. Even Lake County told me yesterday they have them. It is just Osceola, and once again, Sheriff Marcos Lopez says he's going to do it, but we've been hearing that since his predecessor in 2018. So,
all right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. Scott Maxwell on with us, Orlando Sentinel writer. You can find him Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays in the Orlando Sentinel. What else is going on out there for you, buddy?
Well, I guess we got a big announcement in about 25 minutes.
Yeah. Do you find that? I mean, I have to tell you, when it comes to Ron DeSantis entering the presidential fray. We knew this was coming. We didn't know when or how. And I have to tell you, I think both are odd. I do not understand the Twitter thing. Is this an attempt, I guess, to look cool in front of younger voters, having Elon Musk flanking him? Is that the deal here? Have you heard anything?
I have the same questions you did. And I got together with a bunch of political minds last night, and we were all scratching your head. I'm not sure what audience the Twitter sphere gets you that he really needs. I mean, yes, I guess it's in the Musk platform. If you're trying to win, the Elon Musk primary, he hadn't been short of money. I mean, the guy's got more money than God. DeSantis has. I don't see it as a great play, but we don't know how exactly this is gonna play out. I think it's a little strange, and it's a little bit of a limiting.
I do find it very strange because it's not like Musk is a super predictable guy. This guy's smoking weed on Rogan's show and, doing a lot of really kind of sketchy things. And for a guy like DeSantis that seems to be so kind of regimented and military and very matter of fact about his decision making and his process, this seems really kind of out of whack for all of that. I'm like, this is a military guy stomping through Florida, writing bill after bill after bill, getting no pushback anywhere on any of this stuff. And then all of a sudden he partners up with Elon Musk, one of the sketchiest cats out there. I mean, I know he's powerful and I know he's got a big name and everything like that, but he's also a flake.
Could it just be that for the headline?
I guess, but I mean, what value does that have past next week?
I don't think people think about next week. I think we're on a 48 to 72 hour window.
You may be
that might be 24 hours too long. Right? I think that I think that it will be scripted, Jim. I'm not exactly clear how this will play out, but I think it will be incredibly scripted. Everything I know about Ron DeSantis, this is not a guy who wanders to the back of the plane and sits down with the press and says, "Hey, what do you want to know about what I'm doing?" And hell, if I was Elon Musk, I mean, one of the most anti-conservative things Ron DeSantis tried to do, which got tossed out by a federal judge, was tried to tell Twitter and Facebook that they had to leave every politician on the platform, even if they were using the N-word, they were putting child porn up on there. They tried to pass. I mean, that's an anti-Elon Musk thing. You would think that would rub him wrong, and that's why I don't think any of those landmines are going off. I think this will be incredibly scripted. Ron DeSantis doesn't leave it to chance. And by the way, in case you haven't read, there's an interesting piece in Politico magazine. The real scripter in Ron DeSantis is his wife.
Yeah, that's the big play right now is how important Casey DeSantis is to this campaign, or how big of a detriment she could be. I've heard both sides of this story. I don't get the detriment thing. She seems to be a pretty strong woman, breast cancer survivor, mother of two, whatever. But apparently, mother of three. I'm sorry, but she apparently is, pretty much his right arm.
Yeah, and his left, and his legs, and his torso, and what most people say is that there's an audience of one. With Ron DeSantis, and it's her. And frankly, I guess, you could do worse than having your wife, but I can't remember. There was one quote from one of the chiefs of staff that was like, DeSantis is petty and vengeful, and Casey is that times 10. That if she ever feels like he's been disrespected or can't be trusted, you're going to be cut off on the knees.
She's going to protect her man like a country song?
Yeah.
No, very good. So I mean, I got to introduce. I mean, I know that you're obviously not in the job of prophecy, but there's like a 38% spread. I predict that will close quickly. Obviously, former President Trump has a lot of stuff on his plate, and he just wrote a letter to Merrick Garland trying to get a personal and private meeting to quote unquote air quotes discuss what's happening with the documents case and stuff, which is a tell to me. A tell that he's a little scared and he understands the teeth this thing has. With that said, I do believe that I think that DeSantis has to kind of try to bury him before they get into the debate stage, because I believe on the debate stage, if there's not at least some wave of power behind Ron and those things aren't closed a little bit, it could get kind of gross on that stage, because Donald Trump doesn't play by any rules. He has zero class. He will say and do whatever it takes to win at that moment.
In the Spanx.
Huh?
Yeah, he keeps a knife in the Spanx.
Yeah, well, so far, Ron DeSantis has been scared to say his name. He's like treating him like the Candyman. He's afraid if he says Donald Trump, he's going to appear in the bathroom mirror.
Can I tell you something? I guess he did a book signing the other day. I saw a video. I don't know how accurate this video was. I didn't do much research on it, but I guess there was somebody saying that he wasn't letting people in to get their book signed by him if they had anything that said Trump on it.
I didn't read that one, but he likes it scripted. He's not good at interacting with sort of human beings. No, I mean that's sort of his thing. It's he wasn't popular in Congress. Even his fellow members of Congress didn't really like him.
So he teamed up.
And I will say, I don't rule this guy out. You and I, Jim, long ago thought he was going to get reelected by a landslide. He did. People didn't think he had a path to victory before he did. I don't see where his path to victory is right now, because he's trying to go for a Trump base, and you can't out-Trump Trump. Like, there's just very few, definitive things in politics. You can't get to the right of him, and you can't get to the MAGA base by pushing Donald Trump aside. And now that Donald Trump and his people have basically said, I may get locked up and go to prison, and I'm still running for president, that's a problem. I don't see how Ron DeSantis gets around.
Yeah, I don't either. I have to tell you, the more I started kind of looking at, what's that base, like 37%?
Yeah,
something like that. We're talking 37% of Republican voters are committed to voting for him. I don't know how you can pry those out of people's hands unless they can convince people that he's unelectable, and that the rest of the country. You have to understand, we're in a bubble in Florida here, and you hear a lot of Florida news, and you don't see how this stuff plays nationwide. For what I'm reading, this abortion thing and a number of his policies, this woke thing for him is not really playing well nationwide.
That's the problem. So he's got this double-edged sword where he has to convince the rest of the country that Donald Trump is not electable, while trying to convince the rest of the country he is. And right now, that dog's not hunting, because the rest of America, we're mired in it. This Disney thing, the rest of America is still scratching their head over that. They do not understand that obsession.
Well, there's nothing to understand. That's the thing, is like, it doesn't seem like it has any teeth. I would ask you, what does this do for me as a Floridian? How does this help me as a Floridian? Because my my home insurance just doubled. And we're having a problem getting qualified teachers in schools. So, the important stuff to Floridians like me, tax rates, things like that, I'm like, what's going on? I mean, we need to super fund the teachers so we can have better education. We're bottom there. You've been saying that for eons, but yet we're picking fights with Disney. I just simply don't understand that. I'm a fiscal Republican for sure, and I look at this and I'm like, man, what are you doing? Who are you fighting for? I don't get it. I mean, I guess the whole idea is to campaign, and I wonder if this guy wasn't running for president, would we have a problem with Disney? If this guy wasn't running for president right now, would we have it? Would this be a Disney woke issue? If this guy was still just a congressman in Florida, would this still be the thing? Because Marco Rubio and Rick Scott are pretty darn far right, and they've never had a problem with Disney. They've never picked a fight like this.
Oh, in fact, Rick Scott just yesterday said it's time to cool down, time to back off on Disney. Right. And lastly, I saw Jack waving his hand. I know we got to wrap it up. My column for tomorrow answers the simplest and yet dumbest question I keep getting asked. Is there any chance Disney is going to leave Florida? No,
zero chance.
There's 0% chance.
Because Iger knows he's gone in 3 years, so he knows.
Well, that's right. He's been here long, Disney. But Disney is 40 square miles. It is approximately the size of Paris. And Disney has spent more money, I think, building fake Paris in Epcot than actual Paris has spent on its infrastructure of that city. Disney's not going anywhere.
Thanks. Give it up, Scott Maxwell.
Oh, yeah.
Fiery as always, my friend. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right. See you guys this weekend in the Fringe Lawn.
All right, buddy. 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia is next. Remember, Stevie Nicks tickets up now.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by LASIK Plus.
Police in Tennessee say NBA star Ja Morant is fine after a welfare check that was spurred by cryptic social media posts earlier today. Top-seeded Florida begins their SEC baseball tournament run tonight against Alabama. The Gators finished the regular season as the top team in the conference. And Stetson and Jacksonville State are set to meet in the ASUN tournament this afternoon. The start time was pushed back because of a rain delay. I'm Scott Davidson.
Do it. Take the first step towards LASIK and score a great deal at LASIK Plus today. Right now, LASIK Plus is offering $1,000 off their Wave Light laser when treated in June. That's $500 off per eye with guaranteed financing. Visit mylasicoffer.com for details.
Man, let me tell you something. If you had a bathroom in your house that's terrible, you got to do what my buddy Daryl Payne did. He just showed me the pictures of 2 bathrooms redone by Rebath. Let me tell you, that guy was smiling from earlobe to earlobe showing me that. So proud of it. And the change was remarkable. Remarkable. I hope that they put his photographs up on their website. If so, go to rebathmidfla.com and check them out. That is what we're talking about. He had the option to do whatever he wanted. He chose Rebath, and they killed it for him, and they can do that for you as well with great products, incredible installation, and a wonderful team of people to take care of you from the minute you walk into the showroom until the minute they hand you your brand new bathroom. And guys, let me tell you, it's in 4 to 6 days. Their employees, no subcontractors, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And these products are amazing, including natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors you love. And they handle everything, toilets, tubs, lighting, flooring. It's all right there. Their design team works with you and your ideas to come up with a design you're going to love for years. Bam, then they install it, and you are happy for years. Hop onto the website, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. It's rebathmidfla.com.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Will, who's currently serving as a major in the Army. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, I'm wishing my pops, retired Colonel Stephen Sheehan of the United States Marine Corps, a happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RC Hill Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now, you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration. But hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp,
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
Eating good is about more than just tasty food. Eating good is about doing good, too. And that's exactly what Fresh from Florida is all about. Supporting local Florida farmers, creating jobs in our communities, and of course, making sure you can enjoy all the fresh flavors Florida has to offer. Because produce tastes better when it's grown closer to home. So eat good tonight. Look for the Sunny Fresh from Florida logo where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
Grab your shades, your flip-flops, and your free iHeartRadio app for the unofficial start of summer 2023. No matter where you go this summer, your favorite radio station, the music you love, and the best podcasts in the world will be along for the adventure. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Greedy politicians have never met a tax they didn't like. You need to take steps now to protect your retirement savings from rising inflation, a failing economy, and another ridiculous stock market correction. Thanks to Goldgate Capital, you can easily preserve your wealth. You'll find all the details in Goldgate Capital's free no-obligation special report. Discover how to save your retirement by calling Goldgate Capital at 855-770-GOLD today. That's 855-770-4653.
So there I was, deep in the heart of the jungle. You know, solving all the puzzles, doing my thing. Then I see it. The lost treasure of Simia. I grab it and hightail it out of there in my Nissan Rogue. Suddenly, arrows. Fire. Now, I know this may sound like an epic tale of adventure, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. The temple crumbles, boom, crash, but I'm too fast with my trusty VC turbo engine.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select 2023 Nissan Rogue trims. Availability is limited. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, 0% APR financing for 36 months on new 2023 Rogue, excluding S trim and dealer stock. Example, 36 months financing at $27.78 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to residency restrictions and NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 5/31/23.
This earful of real radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
So just watching the wonderfully talented Padgett Brothers and was just wondering, will there ever be a Padgett Brothers project? Chase's music, Ross's comedy?
Wow.
Or are you guys afraid you'd kill each other if you embarked on something like that? Okay, just curious.
That's an extremely interesting question.
I don't think you're in one place long enough.
I would do it, man. I would do it for sure.
I
We
think it'd be
actually
cool.
did do a show over a decade ago called The Bro Show. It was a hour-long sketch comedy show.
Yeah, I had some highs and some lows, but I'll be the first one to admit that I sucked.
You know, I wasn't also fully formed as a...
I was like 21. Nonetheless, that's not important right now. What we need to do, Chase, is give these pair of tickets to the legendary group.
We have some tickets, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is there. Jack is there.
Yep.
Sauce jars now.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
I have a beautiful pair of tickets to Leonard Skinnerd, but if you want to be fun and say it wrong, it's Lynard Skynerd. Also, in the sauce jar, I have a pair of not just regular Joe Schmo tickets, no. I got a pair of sweet tickets to see the legend Stevie Nicks at Amway. That's literally going down tomorrow, provided by Nationwide Energy Solutions, the official roof and solar sponsor of the Orlando Magic. Keep listening as we will have more sweet tickets from our friends at Nationwide Energy Solutions. I can't believe this is real. This is real life. What I just said is a fact, and that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show because that will get you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO. Moving.com. Quick clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Ross, who happens to be first today?
Let's welcome Mike.
Mike, right there on line 3. Mike, how are you, friend?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Do you want to play a game?
All right, Mike, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is false. It's a lie. It's untrue. If you can find that one, I'll send you to the sauce jar, which includes 2 tickets to see Stevie Nicks tomorrow night in a suite. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. It's National Escargot Day.
Oh.
That's right. Here are 3 fun facts about snails and one really slow lie. Number 1. Snails have the most teeth of any land animal.
Sick!
20,000 to be exact. Number 2. The fastest snails can move at 1 foot per minute. Number 3, snails are deaf.
What?
And snails are deaf.
What?
And lastly, snails can live up to 25 years in captivity. Which of those is untrue?
Snails are deaf.
No, they are deaf, buddy. Deaf AF.
Oh.
There you go. Snails
Stevie Nicks.
they cannot hear. Who is next?
Okay, so I'll be honest with you. Every time we do trivia, there's always one person who I'm rooting for. Let's welcome Al. This guy is pumped up to win these tickets for his wife.
Yes.
Al, how you doing,
Yes,
Al?
sir. Mr. Jim Colbert, how are you today?
Buddy, I'm doing just fine.
Oh, we hope you win, Al.
You have a you get a 33% chance of making your wife a super happy woman finally.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Tell her to watch her mouth in the background. Come on, man. She's not there yet. All right, we're talking about snails. Which one of these is a lie? Number 1, snails have the most teeth of any land animal, 20,000 to be exact. Number 2, the fastest snails can move at 1 foot per minute. Or lastly, snails can live up to 25 years in captivity.
I'm going. I think first. What do you say? I gotta go teeth. I gotta go with teeth. Huh? Teeth. Yeah, that seems so odd, but I mean that's probably true. Though I don't know if we should go that way.
Let's go.
I kind of like him arguing.
I know.
This is great.
Let's go with the foot. Go with foot. They can't crawl that fast. Let's go with the feet. Yeah. They can't crawl that fast. No way.
Is that your answer?
What's the answer?
Yeah, they can't crawl that fast. Yeah.
Which one?
The foot.
The foot. Yeah.
The foot. The foot. Jimmy, the foot.
You guys enjoy Stevie Nicks.
Yes!
All right.
Oh, listen to that.
Hey, do me a favor.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
Do me a favor. Tell her not to do that around the client.
Yeah, I know. Those sweets are sweet, huh?
All right, they are, buddy. Be cool, bro. Be cool, bro. Al, I'm going to put you on hold. Oh, Christ! I hung up on him. I'm joking. Al, enjoy yourself. Enjoy your crazy life.
Yay!
Tell her to do a few eyedroppers of Xanax before she goes, if you don't mind. That is true. The fastest snails cannot move at 1 foot per minute. That is way too quick. In about 2.5 minutes, it takes them to move about 12.2 inches.
Wow.
So that's a little bit quicker. They can live up to 25 years in captivity, and they do have the most teeth of any land animal on Earth, with 20,000 teeth. What? How crazy is that? A few other things you may not know about snails before we make it over to Raw's Thoughts.
Some baby teeth.
Snail sera, the mucus, has been used in skincare business for over 40 years. How do you think they found that out? How do you think they found out that snail mucus was good for your skin?
Having one crawl over you?
Yeah.
Kind of interesting like that. So, believe it or not, snail farmers back in the day, when they were farming snails, realized their hands looked amazing. And they realized the mucus from the snails was keeping their hands really young, and they could see the difference in their skin from the rest of the parts of their body that didn't have that. So snail shells now are common in skincare products.
Oh, that would bum me out, though, if I had some adolescent wrists and then the rest of my body is rotting.
In 2015 in China, a snail was discovered so small that it could fit through the eye of a needle.
Oh, wow.
The cone snail is one of the deadliest sea creatures. Oh. They've killed 27 people because there's no known antivenom. And if you get popped by one of these things, they're really pretty. So you go to pick it up, and it's got a little dagger, a little harpoon, and it pops you, and that venom is bad news. It causes respiratory failure. And you know where that really sucks? Scuba diving. So
what's it called again?
The cone snail. The farming of snails is called heliculture. And then lastly, snails can sleep up to 3 years. They go into a bit of a hibernation. There you go, snails. Ross, thoughts?
Man, what? That was a high-pitched voice. I have been wanting this for a while.
Oh, really?
And I figured that one day we would talk about this at a bar. But nay, the bar is here. There's a problem with us four.
Oh, there is.
We got to find it. We're going to get to the bottom of this. And if we find it, the end result, we're better friends.
Oh, I love this idea. We'll do that next.
Wednesdays happen every Wednesday on our Instagram page at Real Radio 1041 with a new prize available every Wednesday. Real Radio 1041 on Instagram is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Delays continue on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound by the major Disney exits. Looking at major delays right now on the beach line due to a serious crash that has closed all eastbound lanes near the Greenway Toll Plaza. If you see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area this afternoon, just make sure you're calling the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. A Wawa smoothie is a deliciously smooth way to start the end of your day. Enjoy a delicious Wawa fruit or cream smoothie with Wawa smoothies. Transitions in your day couldn't be smoother. Gotta have a Wawa.
Man, you know what else you got to have in Central Florida? You better have an AC that is ready to go for this brutal Florida heat. It will be setting in any single day now, and that is where misery sets in. If your AC doesn't work in the middle of July, your AC calls it good, you are in bad news, unless you know the guys over at Mills Air, like myself and Ross and hundreds of other Central Floridians. These guys have been taking care of them for 30-plus years. Let them use that experience for you. Their techs know all the brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. Mills can take care of you. But if you do happen to need a new unit, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that can mean up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the good people, family owned and operated over at Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that very important appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's easy. It's millsair.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Backup systems. We depend on them. Even your household budget has one. And Scott Cash Advance. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Many locations open 24/7. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Hey, you want to get a Big Green Egg? The best place to go by far is Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up the Big Green Egg for you, and they make it so easy. Follow them on Instagram. It's Wassie's Meat Market, or just go to their website, wassiesmeatmarket.com, to get your Big Green Egg today.
Wildfires can burn more than just trees. While spring is wildfire season in Florida, our state is at risk for wildfires almost year-round. Humans are the #1 cause of wildfire. We all must do our part to reduce the risk and impact of wildfire in Florida. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn how to prevent wildfire in your community, yard, and home, and to build an emergency supply kit. It's not about if a wildfire will ignite, but when. Learn how you can be ready for wildfire at BeWildfireReadyFL.com.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome to IKEA. Enjoying the spring weather?
Yeah, maybe too much. I got really excited and invited my entire office over for a barbecue.
Oh, well, our Get Ready for Summer sale has offers going on now through 5/29 on outdoor essentials, summer dining, indoor furniture, and more. You'll be barbecue ready without breaking the bank.
I think you just earned yourself an invite.
Nice. Visit IKEA-USA.com/getreadyforsummer to do summer your way. Offer valid now through 5/29, U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store on IKEA-USA.com for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Just call Mo. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
If there's anything better than getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's, it's getting a few of your favorite things from McDonald's for less in the McDonald's app. Delicious. Order in the McDonald's app today. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Use mobile order and pay on the McD app and get 30% off any purchase of $5 or more, like a steak, egg, and cheese bagel meal. At participating McDonald's, valid once a day through 12/31/23, excludes tax, must opt into rewards.
The McCafe Oreo Frappe has altered my brain chemistry. It's got tasty mocha, a hint of coffee, and Oreo cookie pieces. All of this deliciousness is blended with ice, then covered in whipped topping and even more Oreo cookie pieces. Whoa, that's cold. Brain Frappe! Hurry, the McCafe Oreo Frappe is back for unlimited time. Use the McDonald's app and get 20% off your order of $1 or more. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid 5/1/23 through 12/31/23 at participating McDonald's. Valid one time per day until supplies last. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group used under license.
If you love Florida and you love fun, it's time you went fishing. Because fishing, fun, and Florida just seem to go together. But first, be sure to get your fishing license. It's easy. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine, casting away your worries and reeling in the fun. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to get your license. That's fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com.
Call today, cool today. Visit cooltoday.com.
Up to $5,000 overbook value for your trade. Memorial Day weekend only at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I do not know why Ross is smiling. That's usually a horrible sign.
Yeah.
And you have that stupid laugh along. You have that stupid laugh smile. You're doing it now.
There's no.
Do I tell him why?
Yeah, do you want to know?
Yeah, I do want to know.
I farted and it sounded funny.
All right, 407-916-1041. Sorry I asked. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Jack is right there.
He's not lying.
Chase is right there.
Yo.
Ross has some thoughts.
It was like, brrr.
See Chase tonight at the Fringe Festival.
It's
OrlandoFringe.org.
Sometimes
It's all true.
it's Ross.
The Force.
Spelled like sauce.
The Jedis.
It's Ross Thoughts.
All of it. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company because, my God, they make great beer. My goal in life is to be as great of a person as that beer is to greatness.
Okay, very good.
That's my commandment right now. This is the problem that I have. I was thinking about this, all right? Jim, you and I play golf. Jack, we play video games.
Yeah.
Deb, we can have a drink.
You guys both smoke?
We both drink.
Okay.
We like nicotine. We have that in common.
There you go.
But this is why I got hit by a crossroads, and I can't get over this. What do we all have in common?
We do the show. I mean, we work.
Outside of that, that doesn't count. I'm struggling, and that's why I'm here to throw down some ideas of things that we might find interest in common.
Oh, so you're saying that we don't have anything in common to do together other than the show, and it shouldn't be just work.
It shouldn't just be work. We should become better friends. I'm not saying open mouth kiss, but I'm just saying like not afraid of a hug.
All right, man. Slumber party at Deb's house.
Just like a bro hug or something.
Okay.
So what do you got? Right? Am I crazy? Think about it. I take that moment and think about all four of us having something in common.
I love this idea. And it is kind of odd that we don't have anything outside of work that we do together that's in common. Like, I was just actually talking to Deborah the other day about roller skating. I'm like, would you go roller skating? Because trying to think of some ideas and stuff to do. She goes, I guess I'd do it. She wants to go roller skating. But I was saying, look, I will skate backwards.
Well, falling is different now
that's
than
right,
it
you
used
said
to
that.
be.
Yeah, that I can't roller skate. Another thing we don't have in common. This is what I was thinking.
Racquetball?
We got to find something. We got to put in the effort, or at least have something in common. Let's all get Botox.
Oh, God.
Let's all get like a small amount of plastic surgery just so that we could walk up to each other and go, how's your face doing?
Where did that come from? Do you want to get Botox and you just want to drag us into it?
I'm trying to find anything.
Okay.
What are you guys down to do? I will get Botox if you three get Botox.
How about tats?
A tat? It could be anything.
Could it be something less permanent, like a pedicure?
Yeah, Botox wears off. Tattoos stick around.
Yeah, that's fine. Botox temporary. As long as we got a couple of years of going, how you doing? I'm doing all right.
How about one gold tooth? We all have one our right eye tooth gold.
How about piano lessons?
Ooh, I've never played piano.
Yeah.
Deb, you play a little bit of piano, don't you?
No, I'd prefer to take cello.
Ah, nice.
Cello?
Yeah.
It's the snack everybody loves.
So what could we all do? Like crochet or something?
Come on,
Get
dude.
a piercing.
Get a
Oh, no, no, no.
piercing. Let's pierce ourselves.
I'm not down. You mean
Jim,
you mean
pierce me.
You know, I saw somebody do that. I actually saw one of my kids pierce their own ear with a needle and an ice cube.
Yeah, just heat that bad boy up with a lighter. I got the lighter right here.
I'm not doing that.
Dog, I've always wanted that dangly cross like LT had.
We've got ice cubes in the kitchen. We
Okay.
can get this thing done before 6:12.
Let's all get piercings.
Buddy, listen, I'm not doing it.
Jack with the septum pierce.
Listen, if
No,
I did,
he'd
if,
totally do a Prince Albert.
if I didn't do it if I did not do it through the pressure of high school, I'm never doing it now.
You know,
and brother, it came down in high school.
I've never felt better about just being a guest on this show than right now.
Right now?
Well, you are his brother. He should include you in this.
How about a workout program?
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Now,
Nope.
Deb,
A
I
fitness
don't
challenge?
You just heard that bellowing no.
No.
That is one of the things.
No.
All these
no.
ideas that I've thought of, I would go into it. I have workout on my list. Let's all become runners. Let's all lift weights. And then I run into the unmovable object
Of depth.
of depth.
Yeah, this is how I spent my 20s, my 30s, ad nauseum. The diets, the exercise. You guys have a great time.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun listening to while I drink my cherry Coke.
You guys, as in us four, we need something. What would you recommend for all four of us to do?
Learn a language.
There you go. That's
Oh.
fascinating because that you could actually use.
Dude. And then we could do the show in what language?
Esperanto.
Ugh.
Francais.
Latin?
You know,
Aramaic.
American Sign.
You know how sick that would be? Yeah. ASL.
Hey, did you hear the show today? I didn't. It was wonderful.
The transcript is in Braille.
Did you see Jim yelling and knocked his eye out?
Yeah, the text to speech is just Braille.
Spanish. Why not just Spanish? I mean, Spanish is like the one. I mean,
Yeah,
of
see.
all the things in Florida. I mean, we should be learning Spanish.
What? Yeah, but that's the thing. But Deb has that.
Well, she has a little of it.
Yeah, I could brush up on it.
Hablamos español.
Sí, yo puedo hablar español, portugués y inglés.
Portugués.
Portugués do Brasil.
Muy bien.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
It is such a bad idea. I'm already mad at Chase.
Oh, God.
I'm already want to punch his boobs.
I appreciate you.
I just want to juggle his. Get in there.
We need something in common. Can we? All right.
Pottery.
Pottery. Dog, let's get our ghost on, Deb. Let's do that. Let's Swayze.
I'm telling you, there's a place over in Winter Park. We can throw some pots.
Oh, you got me that.
Dude,
yeah.
I am down 100 on that. My wife did it for a little bit, and here's the thing. She loved it. It was a little time-consuming, and she couldn't make it work for her schedule, but it looks cool, and it's actually not far from here. I would throw some pottery. I'd throw some clay, player.
That movie Ghost is a big moment for me.
Okay, man, I understand, but it's not about the ghost or him spooning Demi Moore or putting his junk in the small of her back while she makes a terrible plate.
I think we know where he's going to be spooning whom.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah. No.
Shave your back.
No.
Just
Get ready.
What do you want to make? You know?
I'm telling you, mix
an ashtray. Oh,
there you
Jimmy
are.
and Ross, Winter Park.
You're sitting down, I'm standing up, or I'm sitting down and you're standing up.
All I know is this.
Who's the catcher?
All I've got on is a big white shirt.
Tops only. Nothing below.
We always knew Jimmy was a top.
Knee-high socks.
Yeah, we have shirts, but definitely socks and running shoes.
Yeah.
And no like Nike free runs. I'm talking Brooks.
And the shirt's like an old Warren Sapp shirt. It's like 4X, real baggy, kind of cute.
Let's get into pottery and get romantic, Jack.
Jack doesn't seem to be the least bit excited about this.
All right, I have another suggestion.
I'm just saying, let's human centipede an urn.
Okay.
Whoa.
Just back to back to back to back.
I have
Note to note to note to note.
Yeah, I've seen videos of that. You don't want to.
What were you going to say, Chase?
Yeah, no,
I was going to say archery challenge, but he just wiped my hard drive clean.
We're over here doing, some pottery. We look like Goro from Mortal Kombat with all our arms just, striking down on this clay.
Oh, yeah, man.
I just want that. I would love to have, I'm not saying once a week or maybe once a month, us four just go, we're stroking some wet clay.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, that was a weird pause.
It was odd.
Yeah. Why was after wet?
And you guys wouldn't want to cook. I mean, I already kind of know how to cook, so you guys wouldn't want to do that. And all of you could learn.
Why do we have to have something that four of us have no experience in?
Because that's the fun part.
Yeah, that is the fun
I
part.
kind of agree with that. I do. I agree with that.
Skydiving?
Is there anything we could collect?
No.
Could
I
we
bungee jumped twice, and it did nothing but increase my fear of heights.
Yeah, I love that. I'll never forget that Deb has this big fear of heights. She tries to conquer it and just backfires and goes, I'll never do that again.
Exactly. No.
So is it something that we, at the end of it, it is a collective, or is it 4 individual things? Like if we were to go to pottery, it would be 4 individual pots and blah, blah. But if we did something else, would it be like all of our efforts make this one thing?
Like a Megatron of clay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Painting class.
Ooh.
Yeah, but Deb's an artist.
Well, I've thrown pottery before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. Have some of my pottery at home.
God, I also want to fail at the clay thing because that just looks so much
That's
fun.
so easy to do. That's so easy to do.
Because it is. You need that film of it falling apart and you getting so frustrated and throwing it again.
And then at the end, it just becomes phallic, and you're like, is Mom right? What I'm trying to say is that we're all going to meet up at Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company, all right?
Is.
We all have that in common. We do.
I love beer.
Yeah, we all love beer.
Let's all brew beer.
Yes.
so good.
Hey.
Let's do that. Chase has also been mooching off of some of my Persimmon
I'm
Hollow
not gonna
Brewing.
lie. So they gave him some, and he took some home, and we, live in the same house. And I was like, "Oh, this is." He's like, "Yeah, you can have some if you want. It's, we got it from the show." And I was like, "Okay, great. Oh, this is delicious."
Yes,
And that is
crazy.
that
Perfect
blood
summer beer.
That blood
Great.
orange wheat is my number one. I'll speak for my brother. It's his number one right now. And that's because the people behind that beer, Andy and Robbie, they are just beer nerds. They're beer gods, beer scientists over at Persimmon Hollow Brewing. You can taste how much they care every sip. So visit Persimmon Hollow at any of their 5 locations today, tomorrow, this weekend. Just make sure you do it so you can enjoy passionately crafted beers yourself. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer. Drink sensibly, but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. We have beer in common. I'm out. Peace.
We could.
No. No.
We could join a bowling league.
No.
Oh, that'd be fun.
No.
Oh my God, dude. Get matching shirts, Deborah, and just wreck cheeseburgers all night and don't even care what we score. Seriously, not even throw a ball once. Just go there and just drink beer.
Just drinking and farting.
That's it. Drinking and farting the entire time. Hitting on the bowling alley races,
I think Deb's giving us a 7-10 split.
All right. 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Still seeing some slowdowns on I-4 this afternoon, both east and westbound between 535 and Sand Lake, as well as through downtown between Princeton and Colonial Drive. No major problems or delays at this time for those taking the Turnpike north or southbound. Traffic up to speed as well as you travel on the 408 itself. If you see any traffic problems today, make sure to call the Safe Touch Security Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
If you have a family member who's active duty, now is the right time to call Zero Res. Right now, get a 25% military discount. That's 25% off carpet cleaning, tile and grout, upholstery, and oriental rugs. Zero Res, spelled forwards and backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Unexpected expenses don't exactly come with an installment plan.
What if they could? An AmScott installment cash advance from $100 to $1,000 could mean more money and more time to pay it back. AmScott, some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
People don't understand how I do what I do. It's simple. I've got 50 guys in a room bidding all these cars that come in to GiveMeTheVin.com. We pay extra for the nice ones, and we put the bad ones on the money. There is a difference between a good one and a bad one, but they're all worth something. Look at the reviews online. Look at what people have had to say about GiveMeTheVin.com. It's real. It's here. We're the Amazon now of car buyers, and we want to buy yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Hey, Monster fans, Russ here. You know what is really scary? Utility rates. So let's talk about solar. You may have seen solar popping up all over the place. Well, there's a good reason. One is utility rates are rising. Two, government incentives can dramatically lower the cost to solar. So if you want to go solar, call Solar Source. Monster fans get special access to their new solar estimate tool. Visit solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
If you love Florida and you love fun, then might I suggest you pick up a rod and reel and go fishing? Because here in the Sunshine State, fishing, fun, and Florida just go together. And you know what else goes with fishing, fun, and Florida? I'll give you a hint. It starts with an L. That's right, a license. Getting your fishing license opens up a whole lot of fun and new memories, and it's never been easier to get one. Just visit fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com to order yours. And before you know it, you'll be more relaxed than you can even imagine. Casting your line in your local fishing hole, propping your feet up in that rental rowboat, and of course, catching the big one. So go to fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com. Then plan your escape, because fishing is a great way to connect with family, friends, and of course, nature. Your fishing license is just a few clicks away. Order yours today at fun.gooutdoorsflorida.com and enjoy all the fishing, fun, and Florida you deserve.
iHeart gives you access to the hottest music, events, and deals. But on June 1st, we're giving you access like never before. It's iHeartRadio Access Day, our 24-hour way of saying thank you for listening. Go to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com today.
You could be spending Meet Friday with me, Dan Patrick, and the Danettes for a VIP experience in the Man Cave, all part of iHeartRadio Access Day.
Head to iHeartRadioAccessDay.com to register to receive reminders for when experiences like this and more go live on June 1st.
This hour of programming brought to you by MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike at MyHomeBuildersNetwork.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey Jimmy, Prince of the Islands. You could do two things. Learn a new language. You could learn French, mais oui, mais pourquoi pas? Or you can learn real Creole. Mais oui, Zol, mais comment ça va, Jimmy? Ça choy zoli. Vraiment zoli. And then, it's not those back Frenchy that you learn or Creole that you learn, but the real proper one. That's what you should do. And then
He's our Zamimwe.
Yeah.
Zamimwe.
I think that is my friend in Creole.
You're gonna find out.
Boy, this is not the place to try things like that, right? Hey, it's either be my friend or I hate your mother.
Or worse.
Right, exactly. 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here, along with our friend Chase Padgett, who's playing the Orlando Fringe tonight, orlandofringe.org. Silver venue?
That's right, Nashville Hurricanes Silver venue. 9:40 tonight, and then Friday 6:30, and then Saturday 3:45.
Show runs about an hour?
75 minutes, actually.
Oh, a little bit over, huh?
Yeah, he's got the long one.
Wow, look at you.
He's got a lot to say.
It's about somebody in the Padgett family had to.
Let's get it.
All right, so that died on the vine. I tried hard there. 407-916-1041, yes.
If you get there early and you're in the beer garden, the yard, the lawn there at the Orlando Fringe, you can check out the Over Ice food truck. I got a meal from them the other day.
The Over Ice guys that came here.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Great food.
Delicious.
It's really close to here. I go there a lot after
really?
the show. Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
The brick and mortar on Lee?
Yeah.
Really?
They got those fried Harry Potter ones.
It's actually not far from Goldsmith.
Yeah.
It's literally right around the corner from Goldsmith.
I don't know what they're called. I know that they have an actual name, but I call them fried Harry Potter wands.
Are they churros?
No, they're not churros.
It's that thing they brought in here that time.
Yeah, it's almost like a Spanish egg roll.
Yeah. But they're longer and thin.
Yeah.
Damn, those things were like drumsticks. It's like edible
Taquito?
drumsticks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's big.
Yeah, it's a
longer. Like
taquito.
Whoa.
407-916-1041. Yesterday, I told you guys Orlando made another list. We seem to make these things, but inevitably, when we find out Orlando leads, in the worst stuff ever. For the United
pedestrian
States.
deaths?
Yeah,
But-
herpes.
Yes, you're right, all of that. But we do lead in something very interesting. I have to tell you, considering where we are and what we've dealt with over the last, few years or since history started here in this state, that to make this list I find very odd. What do you guys think I'm talking about here? Orlando just made this list of these cities, and considering where we are, you would never think in a million years that Orlando would make this list.
Fastest growing?
No, that's actually a good guess, and I don't know if we have been one of the fastest growing cities for a long time too.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ross?
That happiness? That can't be true.
No. Think of it outside of something like cultural. It's something more than cultural.
Best in education.
Not
Good one,
irony,
Jack.
Jack. We're not great at irony.
Oh.
Lowest cost city to raise a kid.
No, that's actually a good guess, too. Let me tell you this. You ready?
Best city to have kids in.
Mm-mm. Again, it's not a cultural thing. This is like an environment thing. We happen to be one of the 12 most climate-resistant cities in America.
Really?
What? Can you believe that? I mean, considering how much we get our D kicked in by hurricanes here, they say hurricane party in Orlando, everybody will see you there. Duluth, Minnesota, Orlando, Florida, Asheville, North Carolina, Knoxville, Tennessee, Charlottesville, Virginia, Lynchburg, Virginia, Johnson City, Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Buffalo, Toledo, and Green Bay.
A lot of cold places in that list.
Yeah.
And then us.
That's wild.
That is so wild. And then you're like, well, maybe that's just one list. Nope. Let's go to Architectural Digest and see what they think. Boom, right there, number 9 on the list, Orlando, Florida.
What?
So even architecturally, building design-wise, they say that Orlando is one of the most resilient, climate-resistant cities in all of the United States of America.
That's good news, because maybe we won't have to pack up and move to one of those other cities.
No, all of Florida's got to come here because
That's right.
we are going to have the Atlantic and the Gulf right on each side of the city.
Yeah, we've talked about how many hundreds of thousands of people that they're talking are going to become environmental refugees and having to move. Think of all those people in the Keys. They're going to have to move to South Florida or further inland.
Yep.
All that coastal area is going to have to move into the middle of the state.
My real estate value is going up.
Oh, man, mine's going through the friggin' roof. I can feel it. It says, considering elevation, population, extreme weather, risk and readiness scores, clean energy, and air quality. Only one coastal city made the list, and it was Seattle.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, of course you can, because, it's up there in the Pacific Northwest, sealed in rain and cold.
And it's pretty elevated off the
yeah,
water.
Exactly, it is. It is a beautiful city.
And that you said that our architecture got some love?
The Architectural Digest. In other words, I guess maybe how buildings are designed to be resilient from climate.
How many cities have an upside-down building?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It makes sense. I can see the eyesore on I-4 literally through this window right now over the horizon.
It says Orlando's long been seen by investors as potentially being the great beneficiary of an outflow of people. As Southeast Florida essentially depopulates to Central Florida. That's what's been happening because, of course, that makes perfect sense. What just happened down there? Hurricane Ian just went through there and just absolutely destroyed there. So those people aren't rebuilding there. What they're saying is they're moving to a safer city. And, of course, in the dead center of the state is pretty darn good. And you have to tell you, man, when you go back to 2004 when we had the 3 hurricanes cross right over Orlando, it was bad. There's no question. But if you look at just what happened from one hurricane, from the coastal areas, from Mexico Beach all the way down to like Fort Myers, where those guys just got hit, the damage we saw here was nominal comparatively.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even on the same map. So by the time the hurricanes make it from the coast to Orlando, most of them have really kind of lost their teeth. And if it wasn't for Ian's rain, we would have never really had much of that damage. We would have survived that really well. So I kind of see what they're saying. Also, the sea level rising. We're pretty insulated here. You know,
For the most part, yeah.
Let's go, Orlando.
Says people don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm moving because of climate change. They wake up to make a very complex set of decisions, and the way a lot of factors, climate change is just one of those. But as time goes and things melt and the sea goes up, people will be making changes like that. Deb's right.
Particularly within Florida. I think the Sentinel had a story recently about how the flood insurance rates for coastal Florida, particularly the Southeast, are so high now that people are going, well, I'm going to bye. Check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Matter of fact, it says right here, flood insurance expert Joe Rossi thinks about this a lot. He says he advises people on flood risk and breaks down the news to customers on how expensive their new insurance policy will be for a recently purchased property on the waterfront. So they're saying that goes anywhere, but certainly coastally. I can't imagine. I just simply could not imagine buying a coastal piece of property in Florida right now.
Nope.
As much as it would be cool, you talking about the ultimate gamble. I mean, it would even with insurance, it would be a gamble.
Venice, Florida is about to become Venice, Italy.
Yeah, man, it is. I mean, it's really, I don't know, man. Inland areas in Maine, New Hampshire, the Carolinas, not in the mountains or a closed basin lake where the water has nowhere to go but up. So they're saying even when you go to mountain lakes, as the climate changes get more rain, those lakes are going to rise, I guess, and maybe cause issues. I can't imagine that, but who knows?
Hey, props to who's responsible for Orlando being on that list. Is that the mayor of the city, of the county?
This is just a USA Today story, and it's just actually they were asked to.
But I'm asking, who do we think? Who's the face of all of this effort for us, Orlando, to be on that list?
I'm looking to see who actually did this study and how it came from. Other than the architectural guide, I'm not 100 on that. Let me see here. Make sure that.
Is it Deming? It would have to be. Deming's is more law.
This guy is.
He's the Orange County mayor.
I don't know. I always see him just like talking about laws and stuff.
Yeah, but
okay, here we go. By the way, the guy who did this is a guy named Jesse Keenan. He's an economist and an associate professor of sustainable real estate at Tulane. So this is his job to study like what real estate, what areas will be affected by certain anomalies, whether it be climate change, population change, policy change, things like that. They kind of determine what real estate and how it will be impacted with changes like that, and that's how this came about.
But I think Ross is talking, it's almost like the nature versus nurture debate. Like how much of it is just because we are in where we are geographically and our elevation and all the things outside of our control, and then those nurture part of it, the things inside our control, which is how we develop the infrastructure and how that works with the environment. So how much of it is man-made, how much put Orlando on this list because it's man's influence as opposed to
just placement.
Look at the draw.
Yeah. I don't really know. I think that's maybe why they threw the architect thing in there, is because on top of the geography of where we are, maybe the architecture as well maybe makes it more resilient. I don't know. But you got to remember also in Florida, when you build something in this state, I mean, I guess maybe all states have pretty strict building, especially if you're in the in Tornado Alley.
Not like this one.
And coastally, but I mean, I know that the building restrictions in this state are pretty darn severe. Like, you're talking about doing your she shed thing, right? I believe that anytime you build anything, shed for your lawnmower or whatever, that thing has to be like hurricane strapped down. You have to do those screws that go like 4 feet down in the earth, and then you strap it with a certain thing. And that, they just tell you to do that. I mean, you have to do it to pass inspection for sure. But I mean, even if you just don't want your stuff flying away, it's probably a good idea. I mean, we regularly during thunderstorms in this state, not hurricanes or tornadoes, regularly get winds in the 30 to 40, 50 mile an hour range, especially with microbursts that we experience damn near daily in the summer.
Well, yesterday in Texas, you had a windstorm that killed 2 construction workers when the house they were working on collapsed and ended up injuring another 7 construction workers that were on the site. And that was just from high winds. That wasn't even thunderstorms or anything in the area.
Or lightning, like what...
or lightning for the Volusia County construction worker, 24 years old, that was killed earlier this week.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Here's another story I pulled to talk about last week and never really got to it. There is a new syndrome that is hitting children, and this one is as laughable as a lot of that we hear about kids, because if you grew up as a Gen Xer, you're relatively resilient and you don't really look at life softly. It's just kind of how it is. And it's so funny. I see these Gen X guys on Instagram, doing the reels, and if you're a Gen X, you know this. And it's like, I'm going, yep. So it's interesting, right? So it says Jane Dembski's teenage son wasn't a criminal, never stole, never used illegal substances, or physically hurt anybody. He just simply didn't go to school. Started in the middle of the 6th grade when he began staying home from school on days where his anxiety was too difficult to manage. Those days became more frequent, turning into weeks and months until he just completely stopped going to school altogether. Now, an officer knocks at the door because you can't do that. And then, of course, came in, took care of the situation, and now we find out that this, even with no connection or no communication, that kids across America are doing this, and they think it's a leftover from COVID. You have anxiety about going out, anxiety about being around a bunch of people, whatever the case may be. And what do you think they're calling this? They actually have a name for this. There's a name for this anomaly where there's kids who just simply don't want to go to school.
COVID-19-year-old.
Oh, that's so good. No.
Well, I think it would also be the school shooting issue, because I know I've got some young nieces up in Pennsylvania that she's really dealing with anxiety about sitting in a classroom.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that too. They kind of mentioned COVID a lot here for some reason. I think there is some of that toward the bottom of the story. But no, it's called school avoidance syndrome.
Man, that sounds like a 9th grader made that up and just doubled down until it stuck.
It's called SAS.
Don't you sass me.
It's so funny when I wrote the topic, I put this: school avoidance syndrome ? Laugh out loud. I actually typed that to myself. That's how silly it sounds like, but yeah, that's exactly what it is. It says the woman sought help from educators, doctors, counselors, trying to understand what was stopping her son from going to school for nearly a year. Never looked at herself, apparently. Finally, a psychiatrist told her that the condition that affects a growing number of students with severe anxiety, school avoidance. They said it's almost. She said it was like a revelation. When the doctor said it, it made perfect sense. Kid just doesn't want to go to school, man. Perfectly cool.
Boy, I really suffered from this personally. I didn't know there was a term for it.
I gotta tell you, I liked going to school. You guys didn't like going to high school and hanging out with your friends and stuff?
Jim, I don't know if you could
school.
tell by my advanced looks and social skills now, but wasn't so hot to trot back in the day, my man. Didn't go so great.
You got bullied a little bit?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, totally. Like, Mom, why can't we? I just want to go
Really?
to school. She's like, we don't have the money for that. We both work. You got to go to school.
Yeah, I love it. I know Deborah didn't like going to school either. I know you had. Well, no.
Oh, I loved school.
Did you really?
My mom said if I could have been anything in life, I would have been a professional student.
Wow, really?
I love to learn.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is your experience in high school, you told me, wasn't exactly like cool. I know your college years were great. You enjoyed that. But
high school was okay. It was middle school was when I was horribly bullied.
Yeah.
You know, the nickname, fetch sticks before I could get on the school bus. High school was okay. I was never popular, but I was never the geek. I just kind of floated in between the groups. Right. But I love learning.
Yeah. I do too, but I love the social aspect of high school. Is so much fun to me, and that's really one of the reasons I almost failed.
I think you love learning now, Jim.
I do. I love it a lot.
But
not then.
But 16-year-old Jim, I don't think he was really passionate about good old quadratic formulas.
Yes. No, he was all about hanging with his boys.
I love learning about whiskey. But Jack, did you like school? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either. It was okay. I got through it. You
didn't really think about it much?
No.
You didn't really look forward to going to school and seeing your friends
No,
and hanging out?
I had a couple friends. That was it. Actually, what I really liked was wood class. I took in high school each year. I took a wood shop and architecture class.
Oh, that's cool.
Those were my two favorite.
Yeah, those were your electives, I assume?
Yeah.
Because was that middle school or high school?
That was high school.
Because that was because in middle school you had to take one of four, like home ec, cooking,
they kind of
wood
moved
shop,
you around.
metal shop,
It was like part of the year was wood shop, and then it was home ec, and it was you sew pillows or sew buttons, and then they teach you to make something.
Yeah. Were you ever a father of an egg?
No. I didn't have to pretend to baby an object.
Did y'all have shop class?
Yeah, dude. Are you kidding? I had small gas engine class.
What?
When I was a kid, they have the Palatka High School in the very back will teach you how to change tires. They had an entire auto mechanic shop where they taught you how to run a tire changing machine, do tune-ups. I could when I was 15, I could rebuild. I could pull the lawnmower motor out of your lawnmower, take it apart, rebuild it, and put it all back together, and it'd crank on the first try.
Man,
I just love doing it.
Now, do you think that was because that class existed because it was rural?
What do you mean it was rural?
It was like it was out in Palatka, a little bit more country vibes. Not very, like that class. I don't think exists in city high schools.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that ag was a big deal. I know that for a fact. And then they had a masonry shop as well. You could learn how to lay block.
So it might be more common in rural areas, but even in the densely populated North Jersey area where I was from, they had what they call satellite school, and it was vocational technical classes, where half the day you would go, and it could be masonry or engine carpentry, and it was more training for skills out. You were either on college prep or you could do satellite school.
Right.
But all the area schools would, in the afternoon, bus you to this one school where these classes would be offered.
Yeah, these guys had metal shop with welders and grinders, small engine repair, a full wood shop with planers and lathes, the whole 9 yards.
Dude, boy, Naples was not that. I had a class called jazz. I had jazz.
It kind of served you well, though.
It worked out. Let me be very clear. I am very thankful.
Because you know what you're not doing tonight? Cutting boards.
No, I'm going to go play git fiddle and tell some stories.
You got to see
spin
this,
some yarns.
You got to see this guy tap. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God, I can hoof them, you guys.
Well, I know you liked high school. You were like the king of your high school, weren't you?
I liked high school, but still, it's hard for me to say that I loved it.
Did you like middle school?
I feel the same way for middle school and high school. The only thing, I felt dirty in high school.
Why?
Because I was not a great student in the sense of I didn't really care to learn. That wasn't
you just
for
wanted
me.
to party and have some fun?
No, what I wanted to was to pass. So I went to great lengths to get the answers correct.
Okay, very good. You know that you cheated?
A lot.
Okay, good.
I know I've said it, but I cheated so hard in one class that they put me in the same class but honors. Like, that's how hard I cheated in Spanish.
You went in.
I went in. And then they're like, man, Ross is killing it. Put him in AP Spanish. And I was like, oh, God, time to just double down. Let me trump this.
My scores were so bad and consistent, I couldn't even cheat. Like they were like, if you get anything over 70, buddy, we know, okay? We get it.
Ross like, Lo siento.
I know nothing.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. All right, load them up. Let's do a little last call here. That's 407-916-1041. 4 lines are open right now. Grab one of those. We'll take your calls next and get out of here on a Wednesday.
Real radio is the news junkie.
A man is in trouble for making sexual contact with his dog. Edward Dare, 35-year-old man.
Should have picked truth.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. We're going to see our showers continuing through this evening but ending late. Our low 69 degrees. Tomorrow the high 81 with a 60% chance for afternoon showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. It'll be a breezy day. Friday on the windy side with an area of low pressure developing off into the Atlantic Ocean. A 60% chance for rain, but then we're going to dry things out for a delightful Memorial Day weekend. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Time for a new bathroom. Everybody knows it. Everybody's been in your house. Is like, man, love the place. That guest bathroom, though. What? That thing is no good. And, of course, now it's graduation time. Everybody's having parties, and soon it'll be summer, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Thanksgiving, birthdays, all of those events now you avoid because your guest bathroom is so bad, you're embarrassed. You don't want anybody in there. It's terrible, right? falling apart, terrible color. But here's the great thing, man. You have a choice. Rebath of Mid-Florida can help you out. My buddy Daryl Payne, that was just here earlier, showed me pictures of 2 bathrooms he got done from Rebath, and they're unbelievable. The before and afters are legit unbelievable. I think they're actually up right now at rebathmidfla.com. You can see them. That's what they do. That's what they're very good at. Matter of fact, Josh and his dad, Dave Denbauer, have been doing this now for 8 years, and they're killing it over there. If you want a great bathroom that you can be proud of, check these guys out. They have the products, they have the installers, and they have the quality you're looking for and the integrity as a business. rebathmidfla.com. Look at the before and afters. Visit the showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. You'll see some models set up in there. Those are just to show you what the products look like. Their design team will work hand in hand with your ideas and their products, and next thing you know, you have a beautiful bathroom ready to be installed. 4 to 6 days is all it takes, and they do it with their employees. And at the end of it, you get a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Again, that's rebathmidfla.com.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's Way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's Way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's Way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Circle K Fuel Day is back?
Yup, on Thursday, May 25th from 4 to 7 p.m., Circle K is dropping the price of fuel by 40 cents per gallon.
Say what?
That's right. From 4 to 7 p.m., the price on the pump will reflect your discount of 40 cents per gallon.
Oh, yeah.
That's Thursday, May 25th, 4 to 7 p.m., only at Circle K. Up to 40 cents off per gallon in certain states in accordance with applicable law. Visit CircleK.com for more details.
Circle K Fuel Day, woohoo!
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. And now during our Memorial Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
The biggest savings of the year, Memorial Day weekend at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Take our best offers of 2023, our best inventory of new Nissans, no payments for 6 months, and up to $5,000 overbook value for your trade. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home of a lifetime warranty. OrlandoNissan.com.
You can reduce wildfire impact and spread by preparing your home and yard today. Get a wildfire prevention checklist at BeWildfireReadyFL.com. Cleaning your gutters, trimming back foliage, and creating defensible space can create a buffer to limit the spread of wildfire. Visit BeWildfireReadyFL.com to learn more about preventing and preparing for wildfire in your community, yard, and home. Build an emergency supply kit with BeWildfireReadyFL.com. Are you wildfire ready?
Hear that? That's the sound of water coming from leaking pipes. Hi, this is Pete from Repipe Specialists. Let's end those leaks and the damages they can cause to your walls, ceilings, and floors by replacing those old, corroded, or brittle pipes with high-quality new ones. With over 30 years of experience and work that's guaranteed for life, Repipe Specialists will expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. Call us by this Saturday to save 20%. So long, water-dripping drum solos. If you have leaks or even low water pressure, call Repipe Specialists now at 407-337-4020 to schedule a free home estimate and to save 20% on your entire job, plus zero down, zero interest financing for the first 18 months on approved credit, local and insured. Call 407-337-4020 or go to repipe.com. That's 407-337-4020. Repipe.com. Repipe Specialists, making your repipe job fast, seamless, and simple. That's our specialty.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Now open in Daytona.
Wells Fargo gives you access to direct deposit funds up to 2 days early.
Plus, if you look at the X and Y axes...
What if everything came 2 days early?
Well,
Like the weekend.
well, That was a pleasant surprise.
You can't get everything early, but when it comes to direct deposits, you can with Wells Fargo.
Visit wellsfargo.com/get early to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Not all direct deposits are eligible. Early availability is not guaranteed and may vary between deposits from the same payer. Wells Fargo Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Ken Jeong. You guys have a good time? From The Masked Singer, Community, The Hangover Trilogy, and Dr. Ken.
To be hangover rich and famous as an Asian kid, man. My dad went from father to freeloader just like that, you know? You better get me good grades. After the hangover, you better get me S-Class Mercedes.
Ken Jeong Live, October 8th, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Tickets are on sale now. For tickets, go to Ticketmaster.com or HardRockTampa.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
You know, yesterday I kind of felt bad for Ross not having a stepdad, but he's got a brother. Man, I've never had that relationship with my brother, you know? So I kind of feel, if I'm to feel jealous, I guess I feel jealous about these two little Paget boys.
Well, don't. They hate each other.
Like the Smothers brothers. They just go together.
They literally hate each
like
other.
oil and water, but they love each other.
No, they don't.
I'm so blessed.
Completely competitive.
Turned Godfather.
I like that, like oil and water. It's like,
Yeah.
wait, do they go together?
All right,
Like
407
Coke and a brownie.
916-1041. Text us 77031. Somebody laughed at that a little too hard, I think.
I did.
I know. What kind of Coke?
Cherry.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
Deb is here. Ross is here. Chase is here as well. I thought you meant cocaine. I thought he was making a cocaine joke.
Yeah. Like Bolivian.
Is that what you meant?
No, I meant Coca-Cola, but by brownie I meant heroin.
See, we missed it the whole way. I missed it too. All right, we have last call coming in in just 1 second. It's all packed up, so you guys just stay put, and we'll do that. Chase tonight at Orlando Fringe. OrlandoFringe.org for all the information for the show times, venues, artists, when they're going to play. You're playing tonight, 9:40?
Tonight, 9:40, yes, sir. And then Friday and Saturday.
Silver venue.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to NashvilleHurricane.com or go to OrlandoFringe.org. Get your tickets there.
Yep.
It's a 300-seat venue.
Yeah.
So get your tickets early because...
Is it built for sound performance? Is it
It's
just
great.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah. It's
That's a big deal to you guys, right? How it sounds?
For me, it most certainly is. I'm a real fussy audio bitch.
Oh God, do I have that tattoo or what?
Oh yeah, big time, big time. Because it matters, and it's one of those things where it's like people are visual, and if something looks off, they're able to articulate it. But
Sure.
because sound is so much more kinetic and sort of subconscious, you can feel something is off without ever really being able to tell why.
And you can see the artist uncomfortable with it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
If you ever watch somebody kind of fooling with their inner ear thing because they can't just get that right, it just throws the entire performance off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
for sure.
I had that happen to me on Alter Ego.
Wow, really?
Yeah, my first performance, for whatever reason, there was a technical issue, and my in-ear level was like 12, 16 dB lower. It was like cut in half.
Yeah.
So whenever I sang, I couldn't
hear your guitar.
myself.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Or I couldn't hear the track.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very challenging.
All right, Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Whoo, is it a list?
Yeah, I'll take a deep breath.
Get ready. Well, first we want to thank Chase Paget with his Fringe show again, Nashville Hurricane. You can go to NashvilleHurricane.com to be able to get your tickets right there. Just a few performances left. You definitely don't want to wait. Also want to thank Daryl Payne and Jessica Garcia, along with her gorgeous dog Soul. With Pawfection Dog Training, I'll be posting the Animal House podcast later on tonight. Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell, and last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Jack, we have a question of the day, buddy?
We do. The question we posted on our 3 social platforms, have you ever been to the Orlando Fringe Festival? And we have on Facebook, it's coming in at about 16% say yes, about 19% of our YouTube chat audience. But over on Twitter is where we see 24% of respondents say, yes, I've been to the Orlando Fringe.
There you go. That's not bad numbers. Ross, stand up.
Yes, this Friday you can get your tickets off of don'ttellcomedy.com. It's a really cool show. I hope to see you out there.
Very good. Let's get to it right here. Soul Man, last call.
Hey, Dave's talking to his boss about how he knows everybody, and his boss is pretty skeptical. So he tells him, he says, hey, I bet you don't know Tom Cruise. He goes, I know Tom Cruise. We go way back. He goes, I can prove it. So he goes over to Tom Cruise's house, rings the doorbell. Tom Cruise shows up on the video screen on a security camera. He goes, Dave, how's it going, man? Come on in. We'll have a couple of cold beers. His boss is pretty impressed, but he's not convinced that he knows everybody yet. So he goes, I bet you don't know the president. He goes, I know the president, too, and I can prove that as well. They're touring the White House, and along comes the president. He goes, Dave, man, it's been a while. Why don't we have a couple of cold beers before we go into this meeting? Now, his boss is pretty floored right now, but he's not convinced that he knows everybody yet. So he goes, well, I bet you don't know the Pope. He goes, oh, I know the Pope, too, and I can prove that as well. So they hop on a plane to the Vatican. Dave and his boss are standing in the crowd, and he goes, the Pope's really not going to see me all the way in the crowd, but I know all the guards. They'll let me in. I'll walk out on the balcony with the Pope. Boss isn't convinced, but 30 minutes later, Dave walks out on the balcony with the Pope. When it's all said and done, Dave is coming back to go meet back up with his boss, and he sees a bunch of paramedics around, and Dave runs over and goes, oh, my God, what happened? The paramedics say he had a heart attack. Dave goes, why? And his boss pops up and goes, man, this was the final straw. When you walked out on that balcony out there with the Pope, the guy next to me goes, hey, who's that guy on the balcony with Dave?
Oh, my God. Okay, buddy. Thanks. I appreciate that. Joe, last call.
Even Joe didn't hang in there for that.
Joe, last call.
Hey, how you doing? How am I supposed to follow that up?
Easily. With anything.
Quickly.
Listen, I don't listen, but it's becoming increasingly apparent why Mama Padge likes Chase best.
Oh, my God, dude. That's brutal. He's right here in front of you.
I know. I'm sorry it hurt.
It didn't hurt you. Morris, last call.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I've been on hold since yesterday. This is Rose's stepdad calling from hell. I got news for that little princess. It wasn't me who pushed her down the stairs. It was the one-armed man. Oh, wait, I guess it was me. Oh, screw it.
Such a good callback.
He saved that from yesterday because we didn't have last call.
Oh, poor guy.
I love it.
My God, that guy.
He's the
God
best.
Almighty, I want to not want to meet him so bad.
I just want to speak this, though, into existence. I love when he ends his last calls with a skip-a-dip-a-doo.
Prince of the Island, last call.
Hey, Jimmy, you should learn a new language, and that should be Creole, the real Creole. Not the sepase sabule or whatever, the real Creole. And then guess what? Then you should go on a vacation where you can broadcast from the Seychelles Islands.
Okay, buddy, I appreciate that very much. That's going to be tough, though.
I like that.
Say.
Well, think about it.
Sue, last call. Take us home.
Jim learns Creole.
Oh, my God. Hey, Chance, in your gig, have you ever incorporated one of the best 1950s greatest songs and Ross and Olivia's first song, Sam-a-Lama, Sam-a-lama, ding dong, baby?
Yeah, Chance, you ever do that?
Yeah, Chance.
You know what? No, my sweet lady word salad.
Thanks, Sue. Appreciate it very much.
My name is Chase.
It's Chase.
Again, tonight, 940 Silver Venue. Check him out. Nashville Hurricane, the great Chase Paget. OrlandoFringe.org for all show information. Go out there to Fringe and check out a good show. Hey, let's get the hell out of here. On behalf of Deb, Jack, Ross, and Chase, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters in the morning. After us is Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We will see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Wednesday evening.
Be safe and put some hump in your day. Bye.